Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pantelis podcast. It's here. It's Friday. I went on YouTube last minute for everyone to watch this so that people that have nothing to do on a Friday can enjoy this.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, they were not aware of the guest I was going to bring with me today, but it doesn't matter. I feel like they're still going to fucking enjoy it. People have been asking me repeatedly to stop bringing Poseidon on these episodes, but I still bring him for the time being because I feel bad kicking him out. Take a look at that face. Look at that face. You want to tell that face no?
Well, hello, guys.
Yeah, you could tell that face no. Actually, it might be easy to tell that face no. Look at him. But anyways, we got Mike Mayo. We got Mike Mayo in studio. Mayo, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I haven't seen you in quite a bit. You are one of the people that I first started doing stand-up with, for the people that don't know.
Yeah.
And you are also the same person that stopped doing stand-up more times and restarted than I can even fucking count. So since I've known you, the over-under might be 86 times. I feel like every second week you're like, I quit, and then you're like, I'm back. Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
That's fair. I don't know about that number. That's a little bit of a highball number.
It's
but,
a high one, yeah.
well, I mean, you've been around the scene. You could understand why somebody might get frustrated and want to like throw their hands up and quit.
I still get frustrated. I get it 100%. If anybody gets it, it's me.
Yeah, but you're in the higher echelons. No, you don't got to deal with a lot of the bullshit. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I do kind of I don't have to deal with a lot of the shit that, like on the open mic scene and stuff like that. But then again, neither should you.
No, I know that. I was just kind of doing it for myself. I was like always trying to flesh out new stuff, and I don't know. I just kind of stopped caring. And it's like you're not getting financially compensated. It makes it difficult.
Yeah, I was talking about that with some French comics, like the difference between the English scene and the French scene, and how much that makes a difference. Where the incentive of money is almost non-existent in English, so you're kind of struggling.
Yeah.
But it does breed for amazing comics. Like you, all jokes aside, I love to bust your balls because you're one of my oldest friends in the game here.
Thanks.
But you're also one of the funniest fucking guys I know.
I appreciate it.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's just, you still have a lot of good jokes that I could quote that are fucking hilarious.
You're one of the only comics who liked my Genghis Khan joke.
That was an amazing joke. That was a great joke.
I got chastised about it at a mic once, and they're all making fun of me. They're all like, all the comics that were following me that were going up, and they were making a throwback comment to like my Genghis Khan joke.
You see, because they liked it that much. So they were trying to piggyback off the incredible success.
No, but they were making fun of the joke.
Well, what'd they say about the joke?
They were like, "Oh, what am I, Genghis Khan over here?" And they were getting laughs as if they were like all.
But did you
me.
fuck up the joke when you?
I don't think I fucked up the joke. I think the joke.
Did they laugh? Did the crowd laugh when you said it?
Yeah, but it was like you were the only one who understood the nuance of the joke. Yeah.
So maybe the peers that you went on with that night were retards.
Idiots,
yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
I haven't heard the joke, so I can't put my 2 cents.
It's okay.
Well, that's okay. I don't know if you want to burn the joke here.
Well,
No.
That is why I burned all the jokes.
No, I'm not asking for that.
It was about, but obviously it's not as funny as when you see it on stage. But it was a joke that it was about. He was talking about how he found out that Genghis Khan's DNA is also in like what 80-something% of the population.
No, it was like something like 15% of the population, and then I was like, boy, what was it about that Genghis Khan that made him such a charmer with the ladies?
Yeah, it was like, why does everyone have, like, he must have been a good dancer or something. Very charismatic, that Genghis Khan. It was the first time he said it was the best time he said it.
Yeah.
And then I guess every other time he kind of said it differently. But the first time he said it was perfect. I was there for that time. And it was a great fucking joke.
Thanks, appreciate it. Oh, speaking of retards, I also had that bit. But there's nothing censored on this show, right?
No, it's impossible. It's live.
Impossible. That was the night also I did my bit about the R word.
The retard Olympics.
No, I had
Do you remember that joke?
Yeah.
Is that what they say now? The R word?
No, because the R word, because everybody's so politically correct. I'm like, so what is the R word now? Is it retard? Is it rape? Well, I got one for you. There was a retard that was raped in the UK, and then I have this whole bit about the retard girl was raped.
Is that?
Do you remember the retard rape bit?
I don't remember. But wait, a retarded person was raped?
There was a girl in the UK that was raped. There was a retarded girl that was raped. And I did this joke at Grumpy's many, many years ago, and I got literally an applause break because they're a bunch of fucking degenerates. They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, it sounds like a joke that you're going to need a couple of degenerates.
They're all going to hell, all those people. And I did the joke about the retarded girl was raped. I'm like, man, how bad, how terrible is it? Like, how awful do you have to be with women when you can't even seduce a girl with Down syndrome? Like, how disgusting were these guys? Like, you don't have to wine and dine her. You could just show up at the train tracks with a sack of gummy bears and a balloon and shaking her face. It's like, imagine a retarded girl with standards. Like, no, not him, no. He can't handle that.
Oh, God.
was terrible.
And what happened?
Oh, they all. Carl Knox wanted to beat the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him because they were so mad.
You never dated a retarded girl?
Oh, I don't know. I never met his wife.
No, she's not retarded.
No.
Oh, so you think you're just mad because you used those words?
I think they were mad at me because I was using those words and I was talking about such a crazy subject. And
But it's the actual news story. It's what happened.
it was a story. It happened in the news. It was in the UK.
So you were reporting on international news and adding your own little flavor to it.
Yeah.
And they got mad at you.
Hey, man, don't shoot the messenger.
Really? He wanted to fight you? That's weird.
No, I got the vibe because we went outside and he was smoking a joint. And he was like, he made it a point to go far away, you know. And I saw him like
Maybe he just
looking
didn't
at
want to
me.
share.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna share with me. He was. Like,
Oh, you guys don't like each other?
no, I don't mind him. He's a nice guy.
I haven't seen him in a bit, but I'm not up to speed with the local rivalries.
There's
Like I
no,
always find out something new. Like I'll go to
Yeah.
a show
yeah.
and someone's like, "Oh no, he's over there because doesn't talk to him or whatever." Like, when did this happen? When did he? It's like wrestling factions.
Goddamn.
Well, because one day, bro, he had a whole joke about muffins. Well, but I'm the muffin guy. I'm the one who talks about muffins. So
Well, for the record, I did totally steal that comics joke with the fake Irish accent. I steal all of his material. I'm here saying it first. I'm not doing comedy anymore. That's why my career went nowhere. I can't make a career stealing his jokes.
that was another thing that you had is that
Yeah.
but you accused him of stealing. He accused you. Is that what happened?
No, I think we should put the final nail in the coffin now. I never stole his joke.
I know, everybody-
He accused me of stealing
Okay.
his joke, and then he didn't even give me a chance to defend myself. And it was like the premise was the same.
Well, but that premise has been used by
Yeah.
millions of people
It's
around
not
this
an original
fucking country.
premise.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, I took it, and I put my spin on it.
But you took
was-
you put your spin on the premise, or you put your spin on his joke.
No, I put the spin on the premise.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. No, I didn't take a shot. I'm like, oh,
I made it
here's
Italian.
here's
Pulled a
this-
Carlos Mencia.
uh,
Yeah, no, I remember that time. Yeah, just some stuff makes not makes sense, but some stuff I can understand. If people are mad if they think jokes are stolen, then I can see why somebody would be mad.
Sure.
But there's also other stuff like, oh, you used a word I don't like. Okay, well, people won't
That's
laugh.
pushing
That's it.
it.
And then you won't be able to say the joke anymore because no one's gonna laugh. So you don't want to say the joke anymore. It ends there. You test shit on stage. You don't know how it's gonna work. Now, granted, if you told me, bro, I have this joke. It's about a retarded girl getting raped. I'd be like, we should work on that. We should. And I think we're gonna have to add a lot of little punches in there. I don't think it should be a long monologue.
I'm not gonna be opening for Hannah Gatsby anytime.
Let me tell you how I would have done it.
have said?
I would have used the PowerPoint presentation, so that we're all on the same page.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think retard gets you the backlash it did a year ago, but I think rape still is sensitive. So I think it's the combination of both that'll
it
that'll
was
have
like a
people,
fucking atomic
especially people who react to words and not to like context.
bomb. Yeah.
Those it's back to back. Those two will fuck with them. It could be anything. It could literally be like, what's the deal with the word R words like rape and retard, and they'll just hear the words and freak out without there being a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people like we know people like that.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
people like that in the scene who just wait for the word and they're like, check, he said that
Yeah.
word, and they'll freak out.
Yeah.
So that's always gonna happen. So just as long as it's funny,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
By the way, I love, speaking of the R word, I love John St. Godard's bit on retards.
Which one is his?
The one where he's, because he's a substitute.
Well, don't burn his joke.
No, I'm not going to
I like John St. Godard.
I like him too. He's very, very funny.
Yeah.
That bit where he was like,
He's
whatever.
about to ruin. Nah, don't ruin his joke. But if he has a good retard joke,
Yeah, it's one of the best. One of the best I've heard.
yeah, he's
And he gets away with it because of the way it's
But
put together.
that's the beauty of a good comic, right? That's the
Yeah.
it's the whole wordplay, right? Like a lot of shit I say on stage. I've thought somebody's like, yo, I can't say that, and I was like, of course you can. I say it. He's like, no, I don't know why. I don't know if it's your accent. I don't know why the fuck you get away with saying that. But there's certain stuff like the stoning thing and all that,
Yeah.
where there's certain stuff that like if I would just say it a little differently,
Yeah.
there's no way it would work. It would just sound like an angry person yelling about people getting stoned to death. It doesn't sound right. Yeah, you have to. It's like music.
Yeah. You gotta right, because you gotta know when to play the right notes at the right time.
Yeah. And sometimes you learn the hard way. Like I learn a lot of times the hard way. I'll say something, and the reaction's whoa, and I'll be like, too soon. Okay. Like I gotta reword that. Like but you have to test it out.
Yeah.
But that's the shitty thing is that people will catch you when you're testing stuff out, and they'll be like, "That's a statement he made."
I can't understand why people react like that. Like, It's just a fucking joke. It pisses me off that people.
Poseidon, that's enough. We're not going to go down this diatribe. He said the same thing 9 times. I don't understand. It's just every podcast.
That's his
the same
catchphrase.
thing.
If they had a doll with the string that they pull
Yeah,
behind,
yeah.
it was it's just a fucking joke.
So you're starting
Yes.
a pod. Now, if you're going to be honest,
Yeah.
you want to start a podcast maybe 5 years ago.
I tried several times. I made several attempts.
I believe I passed you a Yeti microphone.
I still have
years
it.
ago.
I still have it.
Yeah, are you using it?
You could have it back whenever.
So no is the answer.
But we might maybe use it for the show if we need like audio.
okay.
And stuff, yeah.
Well, you think you're not going to need audio for a fucking show?
No, we will, but I don't know what they're gonna have, so
Okay,
we
but
might
I'm just
maybe
saying,
use that to begin.
I gave you a mic so you can start podcasting years ago,
I remember.
and you used it a total of maybe 0 times.
No, I used it like 3 times, and they were all scrapped. All the podcast attempts were scrapped. And
Too
then
many rape jokes. What was it?
Oh God, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. The last time I saw you with Mike Ward, remember when Mike Ward was headlining at the Wheel Club?
Oh, yeah,
and
that
then
was
I
a-
showed up and I had my face was all banged up, and I was like, that was the last podcast. That was like the highest pinnacle I made it to the podcast attempt.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, where you got drunk, belligerent, and then-
belligerently drunk.
and you got into a fight with people.
No, I never got into a fight. No, I got into a fight with the pavement.
Yes,
Yeah, I
that's
felt
what.
that.
Jesus.
It was really, really bad. Vance Michelle was our last guest. We were shooting 5 episodes in one night. It was with Samson Cooperman.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
5 in one.
No,
night.
we were trying to do 5. Where it was like we were going to divvy them up and like we shot like 40, 45-minute episodes. It's like, let's get them all done together and we're going to release them all. Like,
Yeah, but in one day, the 3rd to the 5th episode normally are gonna suck.
oh, they all, well,
they all suck.
yeah, they were all bad.
But why were they all bad? Is it the subject matter? Is it people were scared to talk?
No, well, remember you wanted, when I told you the story, you wanted to buy the footage.
Yeah.
You were willing, because
I was willing to buy the footage, but we couldn't work out a good deal with
no,
that.
because
that
the guy
who owned
lost like
footage.
$2,000 on it. He's like, no, I'm going to sell it $800, and
No, I'll give him $500 for the footage if it's good.
maybe if he needs cash now, he could probably get it. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be at a discount now.
Oh, now
So-
200. That's it.
Yeah,
I'll give him $200 cash, but he has to collect it from Poseidon.
we had a reoccurring guest, like a midget named Scooter, who was an alcoholic, and we had him in a tuxedo. I don't know how the fuck we got this together. It was really like a poor man's Howard Stern type thing. And then we had
It was
guests.
the discount whack pack.
They were bringing in like bottles of whiskey. He drank vodka, so they brought him vodka.
The
And
midget?
the midget was an alcoholic, and they,
Wait, hold on.
they kept.
How tall was this midget?
He was like, I think he was like tall enough. He was too tall to be a midget, but too short to. I don't know.
Wait,
whatever.
so he wasn't a midget?
he
was
was
just a short
about
guy?
he was about yay high. Or,
Did
like-
you guys invite Danny DeVito? Like how big?
no,
was
he's shorter. He's shorter than Danny DeVito.
Okay.
He was about 4'6", 4'5".
Is that midget?
I think it's his life is shitty because he can't qualify for disability.
Oh, so he's not.
He's
Oh,
probably
shit.
he's right in the middle. Like
so legally
Oh,
he's not a
that
midget,
sucks.
but to
he's
society he is.
yes, yeah. He's
Does
really
he
really
look like a
small.
little person?
Yeah, he does look like a little person.
Like
he
the
looks like a
head,
little
the
kid.
arms?
He looks like a little child.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, it's
And
real
he
bad.
can't get any benefits.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know if they should probably like put him in a Velcro suit and toss him around on a fucking bullseye at a bar or
Is
something.
he heavy?
I don't know. I don't think so. He was pretty skinny. He was a small guy. He's not like someone we know, but
Did he walk like a midget? Like,
oh, he just walked like a little kid. Like he could play like an extra in a movie, like as a little kid.
But does he look like? Does he have an adult face or like a baby face?
I would say a baby face, but those years of alcoholism probably.
God damn.
Yeah.
His name is Scooter.
Well, yeah, that's his name was. I don't even remember that. I'm pretty sure that's not his real name, but everybody called him Scooter. And then it was so cringe. We're on the show. He's getting wasted, and he's like, "You guys want to see the Scooter dance? You guys want to see the Scooter dance?" And we're like, "Okay." And he gets up and he starts dancing. His little tuxedo is like, "Scooty patootie, Scooty patootie, Scoot," and everyone's looking at each other like, "What the fuck did we do?"
This sounds like a good podcast. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And
This
nobody
sounds like
was
something you
laughing.
got to get high for, and then
Yeah.
I had to get drunk for it. I got so drunk I fucking passed out in the street.
yeah, after a while you start
Scooty.
questioning your life decisions. That
No,
guy,
I was so bad because I was getting nervous because I'm like, fuck, because the guy bought all this new equipment. It was in the studio. It was really nice. It was, it was like this.
So he spent money on you guys.
Yeah, and he built this poster for us. Do you remember that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm when Larry David's gonna get back into stand-up?
Yeah.
And then after, at the end, right before he's about to perform, they put that they bring down like this cartoon of his face, and he's like, I can't do this. I can't do it. That was us. The guy made a vinyl poster of Samson and I as cartoons, and it looked horrific.
Oh, it didn't look good at all?
It looked so stupid. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, what? This show didn't make sense. It was like it was supposed to be called Mike and Samson Need Fixing.
Well, that's not far from the truth, though.
No, at the end of that show, and then I was like, fuck, I guess the only one needs fixing is me. My face is all banged. I still have a scar here.
God damn, son.
It's bad. So then after that, I swore off podcasts. I'm like, I'm never doing fucking podcasts again.
Podcasting's the devil.
I'll be a guest, but I don't think I could do my own. You know?
Fuck, dude, that is insane. But I want to get that footage. I want to see the scooter dance.
It was also progressively me getting more and more drunk, and we had a psychic on our show. We had a girl reading tarot cards.
I tried to get a psychic on my show.
did?
She had agreed. Then she got scared and didn't want to do it because she thought I was going to make fun of her. So you know what? Like, to her credit, she saw that one coming. So she...
Was it the same person? It might have been the same person.
She's a pro.
Was yours an old lady or a fly-ass broad?
She wasn't fly ass, that's for sure.
No, mine was fly-ass. But yeah, but she didn't want to. she backed out last minute. I think she thought that I don't know what the fuck. But I was gonna ask her serious questions, like as serious as you could. But I was gonna be like I was gonna do a legit interview. I thought people would be curious, like how do you get into it? Like what do you do exactly? What do you see right now? And smack her and be like, you see that coming? Like shit like that.
Like on that French.
No, I wouldn't smack her. I wouldn't smack her. But I was very curious about the career, like the business side of it and how it works and. There's so many questions. Like, I could talk to her for so long. Like, just think of all the questions you have. How do you get into it? How do you get the first person to sign up? And then how do more people come into it? And does anyone come back and be like, this didn't happen or this happened? Like there must be so many little nuances and fun stories, anecdotes through all these years.
Do you remember the lady that Tenderloins?
Yeah, we talked about on this podcast. We did a follow-up.
And you went to her as well.
Yeah, one of the early episodes, you went, and then we made fun of you, so
yeah,
you sent
yeah,
us.
yeah.
So then I went, and Tenderloins went. Then we had a podcast about our experiences there.
That was so
But it's
weird.
different when she's a 90-something-year-old that can't
She's in a
really speak.
wheelchair.
In a wheelchair. It's different than this one was young and cute. So I thought this would be funnier. Like, it would be something funner about this, you know?
What about when I got you the flat earther and then he never showed
He never showed up.
Yeah, because once again, he thought you were going to sandbag him, which he should have, you know. But,
Yeah, so Mike Mayo had hooked up a guest for me, and I was here waiting for him, and he never showed up. He was a flat Earth guy. I don't know. Maybe he couldn't follow directions properly. He's like, I don't trust Google. Lies.
It says to go straight, but we all know that.
Yeah.
Man, I saw a video about flat earthers recently. It made my brain hurt.
Why? It made sense?
No.
Finally, someone who sees things
They
the way I do.
They apparently took a ship to Antarctica and they filmed and they're like, look, it's just an endless ice wall. So they have a theory where
The ice wall.
our Earth is just it's a disc and then there's a giant ice wall.
I know.
And then outside of the ice wall, there's another Earth and then
Yeah,
there's more ice.
we know all of these theories.
I saw it for
But they're not
I saw it
actually-
for the first time and I
Okay.
was freaking out.
Okay, Poseidon, stop. You're using the wrong terminology. It's not a theory. It's a fairy tale.
No, I know. I know, but
It's a big difference.
I found it ridiculous.
By the way, I just wanted to go on.
It's a good theory, bro. It makes sense. The Earth is flat. There's the ice around
I
it. There's
said-
another Earth, and then the ice.
they had the theory.
It is a fairy tale. It's not a
No,
theory. It's a fairy tale,
obviously.
and it makes a lot of fun sense for a movie or
Yeah.
a
Like a
TV
sci-fi.
series, like a
Yeah.
sci-fi series. It'll be
Yeah.
perfect. But that is not how reality works.
that's-
We're not. Every planet is fucking.
People
it's
are
round, and then we're
bored.
that one fucking plate.
No, they're
Like throw
holograms.
frisbee.
By the way, I never drink coffee, but I think today I'm going to take a few sips because I want to.
Go ahead.
Get in there, yeah.
You get in there. Get in there. It's not just coffee, by the way.
Oh no.
Nothing bad. Nothing bad. A lot of heroin though.
okay.
A lot of heroin in there.
Oh, by the way, so I had a friend of mine who had heart surgery over the summer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay, but he got a bunch of dilaudid
What's that?
heroin.
Oh, is that? Oh,
What? How'd you
We were
say that?
taking it. We were going to Parc-Ex. We were eating in Indian restaurants, all high on dilaudid, and we tried to climb a tree in that park with the fucking thing of Spartacus. What's you know Parc-Ex? What's the,
you were at Parc-Athena. So listen.
is it Parc-Athena?
Yeah.
Did he just call Parc-Athena Spartacus?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
listen. I'm going to say one thing. A lot of questions we've brought up on this podcast right now as we started about your career and why it didn't take off. And I think, I'm not an expert, but doing heroin and eating Indian food might have contributed.
We only did it for a week. We didn't have much. Yeah. So the show. You want to talk about the show that I wanted to start?
Yeah. Okay. So I've been trying to push Mike Mayo to start his own podcast for literally years. It's not an exaggeration.
And I tried. I've tried many times.
Since
and
about 2013, I think I've been asking you to do this. And no, you never tried. You tried once and you got drunk and you had that fight with the midget. That's it. But apart from that, you hadn't tried. So now he's finally motivated. He found a crew.
Yeah.
And Mike told me that he's going to start a podcast. He has an Instagram account created.
It's not a podcast. It's a video. YouTube. It's a YouTube channel. It's a video.
Right, because the people watching this on YouTube right now, they're not watching a podcast.
Oh, okay.
So he's doing, but it's not really a podcast because you're going to be cooking only, right?
Oh, well, I'm going to be cooking and talking.
Will there be guests?
Eventually, yeah, we'll try to get guests. We can get you on as a guest eventually.
Do I have to cook?
No, but you could eat.
I would like to cook.
Okay, you can cook.
Can I cook? I'll cook.
You got to help us chop some stuff.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Maybe I'll bring in a recipe for you.
What are you going to bring?
I don't know yet. It depends what you hippies eat.
Yeah, exactly what it's.
Are you all like vegans and all that?
It's a vegan cooking show.
So there's going to be vegans, vegetarians, what else?
As far as guests or
No, like people there. Like who do I have to watch out for? There's vegans, vegetarians. There might be people allergic to peanuts.
No, we're not getting those freaks on.
Okay. Because when I was young, we wouldn't even have those separations. We group them all together. We would just say homosexual, and it would cover all our bases.
I was waiting for it.
I know. That's the only reason why I did it. The only reason why I did it is because he kept staring at me. Because he's like, why is he asking so many questions? Why does he seem concerned?
Yeah.
I want him to attack him.
What was the comic said? It's like if your son or your daughter can't get into contact with anybody who's had peanuts, they're not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's true. No, so yeah, I want to come. I'll cook. So it's called Hold the Mayo, but the Mayo is spelled M-E because that's your name.
That's my name.
So if you go to Instagram right now and you go to Hold the Mayo, you've actually started an Instagram account as you were driving here.
I started it yesterday.
So that's your only. And another thing that pisses me off about you.
Can I get a photo for my Instagram?
Of us?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm going to put that
But
on.
here's another thing that bothers me about you and a lot of people that fucking come on the show and be yelling at recently is I did it to Gino last week too. No website. Just people telepathically they'll know what you're up to.
I will be getting that.
Facebook page, Twitter. You finally just got on Instagram. You were nowhere. It was if somebody saw you somewhere and they liked you, it would be impossible for them to follow your career.
That's true. You were one of the first people I know that got a website.
Yeah, you remember? And everybody said that's dumb. What do you need a website
they're
for?
a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And I always said that about you. That's why you were going to be successful because you had the hustle and nobody else did.
Well, some people had the hustle.
Right.
I was motivated by a lot of people here too. Sugar Sammy motivated.
Well,
the
yeah,
fuck out
but
of me.
he's like Sugar Sammy. I'm not lumping him together with
The rest.
of all that other swamp.
No, but I'm saying there was
garbage.
guys like that I looked at and I was like, oh shit, you could do this.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not shitting on anybody in particular because there's a lot of great comics on the scene.
Name the ones that you're shitting on, just so that the other guys don't feel threatened.
Who's that guy with the fake Irish accent? No, I don't know shit.
Oh, you're still.
Are we gonna
Do
edit
you only
that part
have?
out?
Do you only have one rival in the scene?
I don't have any rivals.
You
People have
keep
rivals with
mentioning
me.
one guy with an
Well,
accent.
the guy tried to fight me. I told you I went to Grumpy's one night this last year.
Same guy?
Yeah. I put my jacket
Last
down.
year?
Last year. I see him. Every time I see him, you know what he was telling Sarah Quinn? He was like, oh, there's my stalker. There's my stalker. Like, as if I give a fuck about it. Like, he doesn't occupy any space in my brain at all. And so, like, I go there, and he's like, oh, there's my stalker. There's my stalker. And every time I'm like, I have my jacket, my coat, and I'm going to go put it on the counter. And he's just happens to be standing there. He sees me walking towards him, and he gets up. He's like, oh, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, what, dude? I'm going to put my jacket, dude. What the fuck is your problem? He thinks I'm going after him.
Okay, you guys are just a bunch of
No,
weirdos.
he's insane. The guy's crazy.
Can we get you guys together, start your own podcast called Retards?
Like Friends?
Yeah, but it's just you two. Get the fuck away from me, man!
Oh my
Just put
God.
my jacket.
If you really wanted to really get the viewer ratings up, why don't you have him and I both on the same show and have us wrestle each other?
No, you guys are adults. I'm not gonna have you guys get physical with each other.
Arm wrestle.
No, I want it to be a battle of wits. Because how can there be a winner?
He might win on that one. Surprised doesn't say much about me.
No, again, these are all things that I think, these are problems that could be easily resolved with sitting down with a person.
I agree. I tried to sit down with him many times.
No, you're going to need a third person. It's impossible to sit both you guys down because you're both very aggressive and close to this stupidity. You need like a Poseidon or a me. Well, not a Poseidon. I guess a me or someone else just to moderate and be like, calm the fuck down. And then you guys get along and shake hands and move on with your lives.
Hug it out.
There's so much happening. Dude, there's actual, like I said, there's actual crimes, rapes, murder. There's real shit going on. This is not a problem.
Surprisingly, what you told me before we started, that girl, she used to live in Montreal. I know her. That's That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Oh, which girl? The girl that I mentioned when you were going out?
No,
When you went to the bathroom?
the one, yeah, with the one that you showed me, that comic.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know a lot about her.
She was nice. I thought she was nice. When
There was
she
a
lived in
whole
Montreal.
thing that happened that came out a few months ago about sexual harassment or something.
Oh my
She was
God.
sexual harassing people or some shit.
But she's also lesbian, right?
I heard trans.
Okay, I don't.
I don't know.
I don't know at this
Abba
point.
When
and
I
Preach,
knew her, she was
Abba and Preach made a
lesbian.
video about her.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, a while ago. That's the only way I found out about her. And then
Okay,
when I was
but-
editing Views of a Simpleton from Just for Last footage that I got, I noticed that Poseidon was eating a sandwich, just staring at them for like 10 minutes. And I was like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
But that's in there. It comes out on Patreon on Monday. The Just for Laughs episode of Views of a Simpleton. It's all the footage that he captured from the GoPro,
Okay.
walking around like the parties and all that. And it's so weird to see the world through his eyes because
Yeah.
there's a moment in there people are gonna see where he's in a hurry. I write the text on screen so you can see that he's supposed to go to the hotel to set up for the Big Barry Katz interview. So he's already late.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh fuck, I'm late. So he turns around, stops, and starts eating a sandwich. Now you see it through almost his eyes from his chin. So you just see him eating the sandwich, and minutes are going by, and he's just taking his time eating the sandwich. Then
Little
you think
nibbles.
he's gonna leave, but he just flips the sandwich over, starts eating from the other side. And then finally he realizes, like, oh shit, I'm fucking late. So he starts beelining it to get out of the party, and then walking down Saint Laurent, and then he gets to the elevator. He's like, nice, I'm gonna be on time. So he goes into one of the parties and says the party, starts yelling, yeah, having a good time. And then he realizes, oh shit again.
Was it a good sandwich?
That was very good. Yes.
Yeah. Was
The-
one is a JFL sandwich?
It was a Netflix party sandwich. Yeah,
It was a Netflix is a joke sandwich.
yeah, it was one of those.
For
Yeah.
something that was free, it was very good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I also have the ladies laughing at him because he keeps like taking more food, and
That was
the
the
waitress serving him was the funniest because he's like, my finger touched this one, so I'm gonna eat this one too. And she's like, okay, okay.
He's a guy that you'd see at the party just in the corner eating like a pile of deviled eggs and see how many he could fit in his mouth.
that
I was just
day-
talking to everyone because there's a lot of people that you don't see throughout the year, comics that you only see them either just for laughs and then when you're in other cities.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have everyone together and be like, oh shit, you know what's happening? So I'm always in a very talky mood. Like, what have you been up to? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But this guy's in 100% food mode. His eyes are always shifting. He's like, what's that? No, I had. Oh, what's? Oh, a new plate. Come here. So he's all about the food.
I went to Ottawa yesterday.
Oh.
And yeah, it's not exciting. But I went to, we're like, ooh.
Well, because I thought there was a story behind it.
There is, well, the story is that I went to a Whole Foods. I'd never
Okay.
been to a Whole Foods. And I
Did
ate
you go there just for the Whole Foods?
I ate a lot of stuff, but I didn't pay for it. I ate, like, because you're not supposed to do that. I ate a lot of, I thought there were samples, but there are trays of food that you're supposed to, like, weigh and pay for.
So if I'm understanding correctly, your story is that
Statute
you
of
went
limitations, I
went to Ottawa to rob a Whole Foods.
I basically ate a lot of Whole
You walked
Foods.
into a Whole Foods, stole from a Whole Foods, ate.
I ate a
at the Whole
lot of
Foods.
stuff at Whole Foods, and I thought, and then at one point I opened up this box of pizza. I thought, oh, it was a free sample. It was the girl. She was supposed to pay for it. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I thought it was free.
You thought everything in the store was free.
I thought it was all for samples because it was all."
Why
out in the
would there be an
open.
entire store filled with samples?
Fuck, I don't know, because it's fancy. I don't know.
But how would they make money if everything's given away for free?
It looks like they're doing pretty well. They don't need
Yeah.
my money.
So you drove 2 hours to rob a Whole
No,
Foods
I
and
went.
then
I
come
went
back.
to go hang out. I'm seeing a girl that lives in Ontario.
In Ottawa?
She doesn't live in Ottawa. She lives in Alexandria, but we drove to Ottawa because Alexandria is like fucking shit.
So she lives in like a small town?
She lives, well, Alexandria, yeah, it's a very small town. There's nothing to do. So
How many people?
I don't know, maybe like 7,000 or 8,000 or something.
Oh, because it's like a neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not very big at all.
They don't have a Whole Foods, I assume.
No, they don't have anything. So we went. That's how you know you're living in a shitty town, when you have to go to Ottawa to have fun.
God damn, that must be rough.
Yeah, but it was okay. You know, we went to Ottawa. It was cool.
Yeah, and then you brought her back home?
Yeah.
Did you show her your Whole Foods tricks?
Yeah, she chastised me. She thought I was being
An idiot?
inappropriate.
Well,
Yeah.
she's probably correct.
She was.
You basically took her on a date, which was a robbery. You went and picked her up, robbed the Whole Foods, and left.
No, but it was cool that we did buy food too. But
He's
at
just
that point-
complaining.
but
He's
at
like,
that
well, of
point I
course
was
you're supposed
full.
to eat it. It's called Whole Foods. It's not Part Foods. So to eat all of it. He's just getting mad
Yeah, she hates
that's
olives, so I ate a bunch of them.
because she hates them.
Yeah, she hates, so I had to eat her share.
Her share.
Yeah, her share that she
You
would.
divvied up the winnings.
That was it. Yeah. 'Cause I don't know, do
Did
guys
you
do
pay
that?
for anything while you were there?
Maybe a couple of things. Do you guys ever do that when you go to a grocery store? When you see, I mean, you guys are Greek. You love olives.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right? I love olives. Olives are the best.
Keep going on this racist tirade about how we love olives. Keep going. Keep going, sir.
I'm Italian. I love olives too.
I'm busting your balls.
But when you go to the grocery store, do you ever like sample the olives?
I don't sample the olives.
No, you don't. Do you sample?
Absolutely, the fuck not.
Nobody
What do you mean, like I
samples
sample
the
the olives and put them back? Like, what are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
no! Don't you don't put the pit back. You protect. Like if I want to buy olives, I might want to try it before I purchase it.
Well, no, because I don't want to put my hands in there because that's dirty for other people. Because everyone
No, you
puts
take
a
the spoon. You take the spoon and then you put it in your finger.
But then I'm gonna get all greasy in my hands. It's gonna be all oil.
Oh, okay.
You're worse than a caveman.
This is live, right?
Yeah. You're worse than a caveman.
Oh God, you have no idea.
You're
So-
hilarious.
So hold the mayo. That's how.
Yes, hold the mayo.
Let's talk about that.
MEO. Now,
We're gonna be cooking sanitarily with gloves
Jesus
on
Christ.
this one.
All of our all the meals were taken from
They're all
from Whole
dumpster.
Foods.
They're all dumpster dived.
They're donated from Whole Foods.
Would like to thank Whole Foods for
Yeah.
their
They're dumpster
contribution.
dived meals.
They're not donated. They were stolen. Same difference. Same.
Dude, there used to be this thing, the People's Potato at Concordia University. I don't know if you ever heard about it. It was like this hippie haven on the 8th or 9th floor.
I don't think there's such thing as a hippie haven.
Well, it was all vegan food, and it was like a collective. It was like a collective, you know. It was all these hippies. My friend, I know this guy who is a karate instructor, coolest dude in the world, white dude with dreads.
That's very
Which-
uncool. So,
which
like,
sounds, which already
you've contradicted him.
No, but anyways, he's a nice guy, and he went there with his girlfriend, and he got chastised for cultural appropriation.
It's that guy.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not the same guy. It's another guy.
Do you remember the stand-up?
I heard
The guy
of
who
that
tried
guy.
to stand up in
I
college.
heard-
He was a white guy.
I saw him at a Burger King when I was on break at my old job.
That's where he's performing. Now he's
Yeah.
forced to perform at Burger King.
No, I saw him because I walked in with a friend. He was going to get food, and then after we saw him, we were like, "Hey, man, you're that guy." He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then
What did he say?
no, then he thinks it's all bullshit. You know?
Yeah, obviously. But you know what's funny is imagine he starts dropping just N bombs. He's like, it's all these.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
That's why they didn't let you in, bro. It wasn't the dreads.
So I wanted to mention this because Mike Ward
Yeah.
is a vegan,
Mm-hmm.
so he could be on our show too.
He would love to not be on your show.
On the Hold the Mayo. Well, what if it's a nice setup and we're cooking a meal that he likes?
I'll ask Mike. Mike's normally down for kind of what everything's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
but not if he thinks it's gonna be stupid.
Okay.
So you're gonna
Well,
have to.
we're gonna
prove
have
him-
to. We're gonna have like 5 or 10 episodes.
You have to show him what you're about.
Yeah.
He can't just show up there, and then it's kind of like, why am I here? He's a very busy man.
I know he is, but if we can feed him and give him a good meal, and
But he needs to trust that you can feed him because he will most likely watch this and he's
I
going to be
know.
like, so this guy steals from Whole Foods, samples olives.
yeah, they were good.
Do I
They were
want to
good.
eat his food? Can I trust him?
Okay.
So the episodes need to come out top notch.
Well, we're starting next week.
Well,
I'm not gonna ruin it, but we have something ready.
nice.
It's marinating right now. No, we're gonna make it fresh. It's gonna be.
Is it always vegan stuff?
Yeah. That's the idea. We want to make it whole food. Well, not
So, but then doesn't
Not
that mean that
specifically
most
Whole
people
Foods.
won't be able to come on the show?
well, unless you have food allergies. Well, what
I'm
you-
allergic to shitty food. Me.
Yeah, but Mike Ward's brought you to some vegan spots in New York.
Yeah, everywhere, and they've been good.
Oh yeah,
Because
Which-
Mike brought me to some top places. He didn't bring me to Mayo's Kitchen. Yeah.
What? Which ones did he bring you to?
In LA, there's the Crossroads.
Crossroads, I've heard of. That's like one of the top renowned restaurants in the world.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's owned by that guy Travis Barker from Blink 182, the drummer.
Oh, I think I heard that
He's
when I was there.
Part owner.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you have
something
there?
like
Was good.
that. I remember it was when we last time I went with him too. He was
Yeah.
there. It's right when we
Yeah.
landed. We didn't even go to the house yet. We just went straight to eat because we were hungry.
Yeah,
What
you
was
ate
it?
there. Did you eat there as well?
Yeah,
What'd you guys have? Was good.
I don't remember what I had,
I don't remember what I had either.
but I
to be
kept
honest.
asking. Like, I go, "Does this taste like real food? Is it gonna be okay?" And the waiter was like, "Yeah, don't worry, sweetheart. Yes, it tastes like real food. It's gonna be great." I was like, "Thanks, bro."
There was that place in New York too. Was that vegan or no?
Yeah, vegan everywhere he brought us in New
Yeah.
York was vegan. He know, but it's different. Mike has experience. He's been doing this for
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he knows. He told me, I think, that he used to like eating vegan back in the day was worse. It was hard to find good places and it was
Yeah.
shit food.
Yeah.
Now he knows all the like you. If you didn't tell me, there's no way I could know. I wouldn't care.
There's some really good spots in Montreal too. There's
Yeah, he brought me in. Him and Sugar Sammy actually we ate at a place in Griffin. No, not Griffintown. In NDG.
NDG.
Some place with numbers 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Hello 123.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
I never eaten there. Is it good?
It was okay. I didn't have much, but it was okay. Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as good as like the American stuff that Mike's brought me to.
Yeah.
But it was good. Yeah.
Cool. So we'll try to be on par with those places. I think I'm a pretty decent cook. I've worked in like several like vegan restaurants when I was younger.
Define the work you did.
No, just chopping. I did some dishwashing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I washed the dishes, but I was adjacent to the kitchen.
I
kitchen
caught a glimpse of what they were doing.
Okay, so you're doing the cooking show.
Yes.
It's a cooking talk show.
Yeah, it's good. We're gonna talk. It's not just gonna be just. It's not gonna be like Andy Warhol fucking
So
abstract.
is the main conversation happening while cooking and preparing, or while eating said prepared meal?
I want to do both. I want to do talking while we prepare, and then having the meal.
And then while you're having the meal, just shoot the shit. Be like,
Yeah.
Silvio, how you like
That's
my
a
meal?
good. That's
It's
a
a
good
good
idea.
meal.
I like
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So, you didn't think about that?
No, we'll get there. It's gonna
Okay.
be all in progress. Hey, so speaking of just a throwback, we were talking about flat earthers before. So remember that guy Matt Boylan?
Yeah, what's happening with him?
He's in the States. He's being slandered in flat Earth documentaries. They call him like COINTELPRO. They think he's like a fucking agent.
Wait, but isn't he still owes me a fucking painting that I paid for, by the way.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. But doesn't he? So he became
When
a
we
leader.
did that show, when we
Yeah, I bought a
we-
fucking painting to help support.
Oh my god, you remember that show
Yeah,
that we did?
to help support his body painting shit or
Yeah.
whatever.
My parents and my family came to that show.
That was a fucking weird show, bro.
That was the weirdest show ever.
This is what you told me. You told me this is how
Yeah.
you sold it to me. You're a
Oh,
piece of
God.
shit. You told me, bro, come. It's a cool theater.
It is a cool theater.
It is. Well, it could have been better. It's a cool theater. It's gonna be a cool theater
It was
show.
pretty cool.
You're gonna get to perform in front of people that don't normally watch stand up.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
And then we showed up, and there was naked people behind me body painting while I was trying to tell jokes.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I've made better decisions. I've made this.
Do you remember the
But
guy?
these
Yeah.
are stuff that I could speak to this. I could speak about this stuff with you because you were one of the first friends I made in comedy.
Yeah.
So you know all the shit shows that people talk about, the early ones.
Yeah.
You and Tenderloins, but mostly you are the people that I could actually reminisce about.
Yeah.
Because with you, we've done shit like that, weird shows. We've done shows where at bars where there's 3 people and the TVs are still on,
Yeah.
and we have to stand on top of like crates in order to get the height. We've been to those Kanawaki, whatever it was, shows where. Do you remember when we went to Chateauguay or where the fuck was
Oh,
it?
with Natasha Hines?
No, Natasha Hines was
No,
there.
that
It was
was a fucked up one.
there was another fucked up one with her, yeah, but there was a lot, dude. Even her. I think she could remember some crazy shit that happened in little rooms. But I remember that one was the guy. He yelled at me. There was only one black guy in the whole thing, and I made a joke. Don't you remember? And then at the end of the show, he was mad at me. He's like, "You making fun of me because you're a racist." No,
Was it the joke about the white rhino or something?
no, because I made fun of them because for having no black people. I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with people? How are there no black people
Right,
around
right,
here?
right.
And there was one guy. He's like, I'm here, and I go, this is the only guy. What do you guys have? Like the lowest crime rate in Quebec? Like, what's happening here? And then everyone laughed except for him. He's like, you motherfucker! And I was like, bro,
God.
it's a joke. I'm not I don't think you affected the crime rate.
I don't understand why people act like that. I mean, it's just jokes.
Yeah, but it was. We went to a restaurant. Didn't know there was. I don't know what the fuck. But I've done some shit shows with you. You're the one who brought me to my first ever like bar shows. Like it was with you that I was doing those, and they were atrocious.
Hey, but remember when we did the French show at Franco Tadeo? That was my only French show that we ever did.
Oh, the open mic.
Yeah. And that was fun. And we got paid and we got to drink. And
Yeah, now I get paid to do French comedy all the time.
And I heard that you get paid well too.
Yeah.
You get paid quite handsomely.
Yeah, quite handsomely. Yeah.
I feel like I should just do comedy exclusively in French.
You
now.
should, dude, start doing it in Spanish. Maybe like Tom Segura just signed a new deal with Netflix for 2 specials, an English and a Spanish one.
Well, he knows how to speak the language.
Yeah, you don't know how to speak Spanish. You're the worst Italian ever. Can you speak Italian?
I parlo un poco italiano.
So you speak a little bit of Italian.
Nah, a
Now,
little
can you turn that into a set?
Maybe not really, no.
Because you could become an ethnic comedian. And
That's
be
true.
like, Babari boop, what's the deal with spaghetti?
Well,
Oh!
we did that show with Guido last summer. That was good.
What show?
That show at AJ's.
That was an ethnic show.
Well, no, it was ethnic for him because he did it half his set. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, I was
Yeah.
hosting that.
You were hosting.
Yeah, what a weird night.
Yeah.
But I had fun. Oh, yeah, then I went. Oh, I remember that. Because it was it was during the World Cup of soccer for the women.
Oh, right.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
mad at me because there was like a bunch of girls, and I was like,
Yeah.
stop making fun of women's soccer. Like, yeah, you tell him, buddy. And I go, it's just as good as the men's. I forgot what I said. And then just ripped. And I go, but not really. I go, it's like, it's entertaining to watch. I go, because it's like, like a fucking hamster riding a bicycle. It's good to watch, but they're not good. They don't know what they're doing. And it was just,
Oh my
it was something
God.
like that. It was something I said just to piss them off, and they got pissed. They fell into the
worked.
trap. Yeah, it worked.
That was a big controversy. I don't want to open up a can of worms and go off topic, but
Yeah.
they wanted to get paid the same amount as the men's soccer.
Yeah, but the pool
But-
of money wasn't.
Yeah,
the same.
but they don't make enough.
Yeah,
they don't have enough viewers.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
Right.
that's has nothing to do. They thought it was because
Sure.
they thought the 5 people that complained thought it was about gender, but it had nothing to do with gender. It just has to do with revenues because percentage wise, they were getting more percent of the profits
that's
than the men do.
Oh,
But the men's game makes so much more money, right? That's all it was. It's like, what more do you want? You get more percentage than the men. If you think you're that good, then fucking make more money. Get
like
more people to watch.
yeah. That's like trying to pay like Special Olympics athletes like as much as real ones.
But I remember that because there was I think it was the U.S.
Real ones.
It was the U.S. women's team that was complaining the most.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but we're just as good as the men. And then some college, because they lost to a high school team. Remember that? Some high school team said, no, you're not. Because like a bunch of 15-year-old boys beat the women's national team 16-0 or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, so they're like, well, you're not as good as the men because the kids beat you. So there was that whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, good.
God damn.
Yeah.
So,
So that's what happened when we went up there. We made some jokes and
so anyways, I was gonna say with the whole thing about Matt Boylan. Now,
yeah,
I
what
go
happened
back-
with him?
So Matt Boylan's in the States, and he's getting like slandered in these flat Earth documentaries.
So the flat earthers are against him.
are against him.
I thought he was a flat earther.
I think too, but now they're
Oh, this
saying
is
he was like an
interesting.
agent, and it's like really weird. And
He's an agent provocateur. But wasn't he working for
Yeah.
NASA at some point making those
no,
illustrations?
he had.
And then he stole their YouTube channel.
Yeah, he started his own channel called the NASA channel, and then he got subpoenaed by NASA. But then he was, but the loophole was that he was like, it's an acronym, stands for National Artist Society of America or something. So he got away with it. He has like 30,000 subscribers. I was in one of his videos where we went, we called it the barbecue series, and we went to visit his mother in Chertsey, Quebec. And we took a road trip with his then girlfriend, and it was just craziness. It was just whatever. It was
So hold on. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
he left here and he had controversial opinions on stage because I remember he kept getting banned from clubs here.
Do you remember his joke about the circumcision?
Yeah, I remember the circumcision joke.
That was one of the funniest jokes.
The funniest was people's reactions. Like,
Yo,
oh
we got-
my god!
Oh my god!
So he got banned from here a lot of clubs, and then they lift the ban, reban him. Anyways,
Yeah.
So he was here and he was painting. He was body painting. We did that show with him. He still owes me a painting. And then he left. And I didn't hear from him for a while. And then Mike Mayo was like, yo, he's a big flat earther. And then on Facebook, he kept posting, the earth is flat. The earth is like, oh, he's lost his fucking mind. And then I told you, maybe he's fucking with people because he does that. He's
smart.
Yeah, he's a shit disturber. And he was
Yeah.
pretty smart. So I go, maybe he's doing this to fuck with people. So maybe the flat earthers caught on
Yeah.
that he's fucking with them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he believes that the earth is flat.
I don't know. It would have to be some real like Andy Kaufman
That's
shit.
what
like,
that's what I
don't
think happened.
know,
That's
like-
I think they're catching on. Because why would they be against him? These flat earthers. Wouldn't they want a guy on their side? Because he had a pretty big following. He had started like a society in Vegas. You remember that?
Yeah. Well, he was living out there, and now he's married to this woman in the States, and they're doing the Flat Earth channel together. But the reason I brought him up earlier was because we were going to do our own cooking show at one point at his old loft. It was conspiracy cooking. So we make food, and then he's like, as we were like preparing the meal, he's like, all right, your thoughts on the JFK assassination, go. And then he would like ask you like while you were preparing food.
That's a little weird but fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was silly. And when we did that body paint, it was called Body Paint Illuminati.
That's what it was called. Yeah, body
Yeah,
paint
Body
Illuminati.
Paint
Yeah.
Illuminati. And I invited my family out to it. My
Yeah,
mom
you're a
and-
bit of a. I've noticed that you always invite your family at the worst opportune times.
I
to
don't
watch
like
it.
no because they always want to come see my shows, and I'm like, oh.
You're like, I got a good one. Body paint Illuminati.
Yeah,
There's
this
just
is a
naked
weird-
women getting painted.
They come into the studio. My dad is there with my mom. They're like fucking like in their 60s, and then there's like these fucking nubile naked ladies like covered with like paint all over their boobs, and they're walking behind my dad. And he's like, he was like right next to my mom, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. It was all naked people getting painted. It was the
all-
weird.
yeah. And he was painting, and then he took the brush and he was like playing the clitoris.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. One day.
Oh my God.
One day we gotta put all these stories on like paper and make a show
Yeah.
and have these like if we ever do the web series, have these reenactments
Yeah.
because you don't understand how shit it was. Like the kind of stuff we had to
When
do.
Keith
That's
Waterfield
nuts.
was on that show, remember he got drunk and he walked the room at the theater because he started taking. He was all drunk. He had his like double whiskey and he was like, "Oops, there's some more to add to that painting." And he was
I
like,
don't remember.
spilling it all over the floor and shit.
I don't
And
remember.
we're like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" And I was supposed to follow him, and he was on there for like 20 minutes and shit.
What a shit show.
Oh yeah, a lot of shit.
A lot of
God
shit
damn.
shows.
The worst was bars that he would take me to. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, we get to do some stand up." And I'd go and there's 3 people.
Yeah.
There was more people playing the lotto machines than there was actual people for the show.
Yeah.
And then the 3 people in the show were like always relatives of the host who put on the show. So they didn't want to listen to anyone except for him talk about inside family jokes.
Yeah.
And then I'd go up and I'd normally make fun of the host, and then the family would get mad. Because I'd be like, "You guys are inbred swine. Look at you guys,
Jesus
you cousin
Christ.
fuckers." And then they'd get, and you know who I'm talking about. And they'd get, yeah, look at he's nodding his
I
head.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh man.
I remember because I was listening to your podcast recently because you had Vlad Levitt on the show.
Yeah, I had Vlad, yeah.
And Vlad, who I love and respect a lot, I think he's very funny. And he was doing one of those shows at Andrew's Pub. And he did a joke about pedophile.
Recently? Or
No,
back
no,
then?
this is back then. This is back back in those shit show era, in that shit show era. And he did a joke about pedophiles or something. And the lady comes back from behind the bar. She takes a baseball bat and she fucking smacks it right against the bar. She's like, "Shut the shit! Get the fuck out of here!" He's like, "What? You guys are all fans of pedophiles here?" Like,
Yo, that's some crazy shit, though.
Dude, you have no idea what it was like.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was really crazy. So
That's insanity.
That's why I keep telling people the most important thing is this: is having a podcast, having a show. So people that like you, they like. They don't, they turn off like it's not for me. And then you develop your own little fan base. And then when you go to different cities, you perform for people that are gonna like your stuff. They're not gonna take it out of context. The whole surprise thing doesn't work anymore. To go to a club and surprise them if you have humor that's not mainstream. That's
Yeah.
not like, "What's the deal with paint?" Right? Like if it's none of that shit. You need to have your own fan base so they understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because or else you get that where people misunderstand. They hear you making fun of a pedophile, and because they
Yeah.
heard pedophile, they assume you're for pedophiles.
Right,
So then they get
right.
mad, and then you're like, "Wait, what are you mad at right now? Are you
yeah, they
for
hear the
pedophiles?"
they hear the buzz.
Yeah.
But then again, some people are. Remember there was that article. I think you did it on this just thing also about people saying that pedophiles is just an alternative lifestyle or something.
Oh
like,
shit!
do
I
you
heard
remember
about that.
shit?
That's fucked up.
I lost
Yeah.
my. Even Vice had an article about that. Like it's time we let
yeah.
pedophiles. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here,
Yes.
Vice."
We need to draw the
Crazy
line
shit. Yeah, yeah.
at some point.
That's where I draw the line. You
Yeah.
fucking retards.
Yeah, I'm all for consenting adults doing whatever they want.
I'm 100% for
Yeah.
legalized prostitution. I'm
Yeah.
100 for adults. With adults, their own decisions, no one's being coerced.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't give a fuck. You're adult, do whatever you want. I'm
Yeah.
for that. Go ahead.
If you're an adult and you want to identify as like a 56 gender or
That-
something, like
Go ahead and do
you
that.
can
Now,
that.
if
can
you
do
think
that.
I'm gonna remember all of them, that's I can't. But go ahead and do that. I have
Yeah.
no problem with that. But the
Yeah.
second you start saying
Sure.
bringing kids involved, no, I'm not for
No.
that shit.
Yeah,
no,
that's
not at all.
fucked up.
Not at all. Like
So,
those are I'm a freedom guy, but
Yeah.
fuck off because you're kind of encroaching on someone else's freedom, right? That kid who's not free to play in the park anymore.
That's
It's
fucked
a
up.
dude jerking off. No, you don't want that shit.
Yeah.
No, that you have to draw the line.
That's why they have those buses with the stop that comes out. You know, the stop is stop jerking off to kids in your car.
That's why.
But yeah, we had seen that with Poseidon. I think you're right. I think we talked about it on this just thing where they were
Yeah.
just trying to classify it as an alternative lifestyle.
Yeah. That got me angry.
Oh yeah, or no, sexual orientation. They were trying to say it was.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
They said there's gay, there's straight. We're always discovering new stuff. There's also pedophiles. Like whoa.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying it doesn't exist. Obviously, pedophiles exist,
Yeah.
but we can't treat them. First of all, why are you putting them in the? If I was gay or lesbian,
Yeah.
I would be fucking pissed. Be like, why are you putting them
Yeah.
in the same boat?
Yeah,
What are you-
seriously.
The
what are you talking about?
LGBTQ
Why?
community needs to stand up
Yeah.
and fucking chastise those people and get them
Yeah,
the fuck out of
You're
there.
like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? We didn't rape kids. What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, that's fucked.
God.
Yeah. Don't put them in the
really
same
fucked
group.
up.
People have lost their goddamn fucking minds.
What about if you had a midget?
With the dance, scooter dance.
Yeah, like a guy like Scooter who looks like a kid, but he's above the age. He's like 45 or whatever, or 50 years old. That's okay.
No,
Tell that to him.
he's been banging kids.
no, he wants to get banged by like fucking other people too, who have that fucking fetish. or
Oh
whatever.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I didn't say adults shouldn't bang him. What I'm saying is he.
No,
shouldn't
he
bang a
should. No,
kid.
nobody should ever bang a kid. Let's
That's what
put
I'm
that
saying.
on the record. I just want to make that clear. I don't want to be misunderstood.
He could,
That's what it sounded like you were trying to excuse
No,
him
I'm
banging
saying,
a kid.
what if like your fetish is to bang adults who look like babies. What if that's a thing?
Jesus.
First of all, I guarantee you that exists.
That's probably a thing.
That
Put
I guarantee-
diapers on.
Everything, yeah, because you've seen those diaper people, so that exists.
Those diaper
That was in
people.
that
Yeah, there's
movie.
people that are dressed
Yeah.
just in diapers,
Yeah, I've seen
and
those
they act
videos.
like babies.
And they're in cribs and everything. And they're
Well, as long as they're
"Wah."
adults and they're consenting.
Look,
I
if
don't
you're
give a
fucked
shit.
up adults, go ahead and you're consenting adults. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's the kids. Don't fuck with kids. That's where I
I
draw the
had
line.
seen a video like that, but the girl, she explained why she had lived through a trauma or something. I think she was raped. Or
Yeah,
something.
no, but I don't care about the
Yeah, yeah.
excuse. I'm not gonna get involved in that. It's
Yeah.
none of my
Yeah, yeah.
business. Adults with adults is none of my business. I don't care if you want to dress up like a fucking leprechaun and shove gold coins up your ass. That's not my problem. I don't care. Go ahead and do it. It's don't do that. Don't dress a kid like a leprechaun and fuck with him. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
that's
the
where I draw the
weird-
line.
that's the weird
I don't want to get involved in anyone's life.
Sure.
But
yeah.
leave kids. Let them grow up. Let
Yeah.
kids grow up. Don't because you,
Sure.
dude, rape, molestation. That you
That's terrible.
you
yeah.
fucked. You didn't fuck the kid up for the moment. You fucked up their whole life. You fucked up their whole life. So you basically, it's like your murder. You just ruined the life. You took
I agree,
So
yeah.
that's why for me that's the big line.
Sure.
Is if you fuck with kids, because all the stuff I see online now, like I watch a lot of interviews with like celebrities and like their childhoods, and a lot of guys that are fucked up. There's even some comics. They trace it back. They were touched or something by like a relative or something. You're like, holy fuck, man! And it fucks
Yeah.
up their mind. It fucks up their high school years. It fucks up. So that's like the worst thing. So
Yeah.
we know now that that'll fuck up a kid's life. You know that'll fuck it up. So
Yeah.
why would you want to let it happen? And why would you want societally or in the media to portray it as, oh, it's just a normal thing. Let it happen. Like, are you crazy? But the kid said, it's a kid. The kid doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's a child. He's just trying to
Yeah.
make his parents or his uncle or whatever happy. Don't do that shit.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like that kid that was at a gay strip club or something, and they were like
Desmond the Fabulous or some shit.
Yeah, think about how that kid, like.
Well,
you
now
think
he
his
feels
life is-
great. Oh, later you think his life's
later
gonna
you
be...
think his life is gonna be fucked or
Oh, yeah. Well, he has shit parents. So, yeah, his life's going to be fucked. Yeah. If you're letting your kid... There's guys with their... You saw those photos with their dicks out next to the kid, hugging and
Yeah,
taking photos.
bro.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's terrible.
But, yeah, that's some shitty parenting. That's New York for you.
Those big old New York cocks.
That's not all New York.
Speaking of
Cox.
the LGBTQI.
Is that what we're speaking of?
No, well, and because I was reminded of since we're talking about New York, you remember that scene in The Sopranos where the guy Vito was gay?
Oh, yeah. And
then
he's
when
in the K Club.
yeah, remember when he was in the gay club? I was talking about that with my friend. I was like, that was the fucking worst excuse ever. I was here. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Like it's a joke. It's a joke for
remember
himself.
that.
Like
I remember that.
he's the only one laughing. Like imagine. Like imagine like how elaborate, like he went to the store, he bought the leather getup, he bought the hat, he's like, well, that's gonna be hilarious for me.
Yeah, I'm playing a prank on myself. all these gay guys don't get how good this
Oh
joke
my
is.
god, this is gonna make me laugh so hard. It's too bad I can't show other people.
Yes. That was the excuse. Yeah, they catch him
Yeah,
at a
the
gay
show.
bar.
Yeah, that was
It's
funny.
a joke.
I was here. It's a joke. All right.
Honestly-
say hi to your wife.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
that's a Poseidon level
Excuse.
reflex. Bro, like, he's in a gay bar, assless chaps, grabbing dicks. Somebody catching Poseidon. What are you doing? I'm joking, bro.
It would have been better off
Oh,
saying I'm
God.
undercover. I'm trying to beat these gays up or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, like some crazy shit.
I'm undercover. Huh?
Trust me, I'm gonna bite it later. Ah.
Yeah. I'm undercover. You know what they say, bro. You gotta take a couple of dicks to make an omelet. Nobody says that. Really? Huh. Well, thank you for clearing that up. I gotta clean
gosh.
up and go home.
So, vegan food in the show that I want to make.
Yeah.
How do we fucking divert off?
Oh god.
Somehow we went.
we diverted.
We
into-
diverted because I was talking about Matt Boylan. I was doing a cookie show with him.
Yeah, I don't know how we got the pedophiles from him. He's not
I
a
don't
pedophile.
know.
Oh yeah,
He's
because of jokes, what you could say, what you
No.
can't say.
Well, there's that too. But so I'm excited. I'm gonna start shooting this show, and I have a few recipe ideas. You know, we're gonna make food, and it's gonna be kind of like a podcast format with food.
So far, people don't know you, and they just watch this show. All they're gonna understand is that you're pro-vegan,
Yeah,
you're against the flat Earth, you're pro-gay but against pedophiles. All good things, really.
yeah. I think it's
All
fun,
good
yeah.
things. I think we're
making some headway.
yeah. You're kind of 50-50 on Genghis Khan. We're not sure where you stand there, but that's fine.
I don't know. I think he dressed pretty cool. Like, he had some pretty cool get-ups. That hat with the fucking horns.
Peacocking. He was peacocking. That's what
peacocking,
happened. That's
yeah.
what he had going on.
Oh, I saw. I watched the movie Jojo Rabbit.
How was it?
It was great.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are talking about. People, when it first came out, they said, "Oh, they're making light of Hitler," or
That's what I
it's
heard.
like pro-Nazi. It
Yeah.
was super anti-Nazi.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not pro-Nazi at all. It was just very funny. They made fun of the whole situation. They used humor to make fun of Hitler,
Yeah.
and now, but it wasn't pro. There's zero pro-Nazi message. The whole thing was about how dumb it is.
So the movie.
So I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
is
What movie
about
was this?
Jojo Rabbit.
The
And
guy
Scarlett
becomes-
Johansson was great in it.
She's great in everything.
Yeah, she was very, very good. Yeah.
I like Scarlett Johansson. I think
Yeah,
she-
no, I mean, she was very, like, it felt super believable. Like, I was like, oh, she's a mom. She's like, she was very good. I'm just saying that it was a
Who do you
comedy.
think
but
is
she-
who do you think is hotter, Scarlett Johansson or Margot Robbie? Margot Robbie.
I can't classify that because they're two completely different. It's two different looks.
They're very beautiful.
And it's two different looks. Like, let's say if it's
Yeah.
people that look alike, you could classify them. But I feel like with them, it's difficult because they're two totally different looks. Because you could like one of them and
I
not
like
like
both
the
of
other one completely.
I heard that Margot Robbie now is Margot Robbie.
Why do you keep saying Roby? I'm gonna
don't
fucking
know.
smack you in the face.
Because I'm convinced she's not human. She's a robot sent from the future. She looks too good. She's gonna be making a remake of Tank Girl. Remember that movie Tank Girl
I don't think so.
with Lori Petty in the '90s?
No.
Right.
I never saw this movie.
That was a cool movie. Lori Petty she was hot back then too. That was cool. She was like this badass chick, and like she was fighting these corporations that stole all the Earth's water.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
It was almost like what do you call those movies that predict the future? It was like a
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing of probably what's gonna happen in like 30 years or something.
Jesus Christ. Tank Girl, eh?
Tank Girl is great. Yeah.
So, she's gonna be in that.
Mm-hmm.
She's in that new Birds of Prey film.
Yeah.
I have not watched it. I don't care for it.
Okay.
you think it's good or?
I don't care for it. You think it's good? What do you think? You think it's so good that you can't watch it because it's gonna blow your fucking mind,
Are you gonna
bro?
fall asleep in the theater?
It just doesn't. It looks like another Fast and Furious movie, basically.
Yeah. No, you're right. I saw the trailer.
We can't do this.
Yeah.
You can't do this. Together, of course we can. Are
Is that the trailer?
you sure we can fight them? Because we're girls. No, bitch. We're women. Explosions, kicking in the nuts. Oh my god! Like I know where it's going. I know all the fucking points that's gonna hit.
But she plays a good.
A great Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
Awesome,
because she
yeah.
has that crazy eyes.
Yeah, no,
Those
I'm not.
crazy-
I'm pretty
crazy
sure
face.
she's gonna probably do a fantastic job in it. I think the character's great. I think all that stuff's great. But the way I saw the trailer, it just feels like another action movie. Now it's like, girls can blow stuff up too. But you understand? I didn't even like it when the guys were doing it. It's just,
Yeah.
it's too much. It's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's fucking yeah.
Do you remember when
That's
they
what you
tried to remake Ghostbusters with women and what a flop that
Oh,
was?
fuck that. Yeah, but again, that was, you know why that tanked? People say it tanked because it's women. This will bothers me. No, that's not why it tanked. It tanked because it was
'Cause
shit.
it was shit.
It was shit.
It didn't suck because it was women. The movie sucked.
Yeah, the movie sucked. That has nothing to do.
Right.
And they even remade Ocean's 8, was it? I think
Yeah.
with just women.
Ocean's Red. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So,
Was that a period joke? Hold on, that's a
what?
bro. You're so quick, bro. How you do this?
God.
Oh god. So you,
Yeah.
your vegan lifestyle.
Yeah.
Are you actually maintaining it, or do you cheat a lot?
No, I've been good with it. I've been good with it lately because I was vegetarian for a while and then
Then
I
you started eating
went
chicken wings.
chicken. I never eat chicken wings.
Good.
Yeah.
They're delicious though. You're missing.
I
out.
did eat some from Whole Foods yesterday. They had some vegan chicken nugget things, and I was popping them in my mouth. They're
Yeah,
pretty
again, you stole from Whole Foods.
good. No, I sampled. They were sampling.
But
I
you
wanted to see
opened up
if
a
I was
pizza
gonna-
box. You sampled a.
I wasn't gonna
What
eat
were
it.
you gonna do with the frozen pizza once you
It wasn't
take it out of the
frozen.
box?
It was cooked. They had vegan pizza there too.
That was cooked.
Yeah, but it was
And-
some lady. She was gonna buy it. And I was like, "Whoops." Yeah.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
I was just on a rampage. I was just because I was hungry.
But that's not a real, like, in a court of law. That can't be an excuse. So why'd you rob? I wasn't robbing the place. I was hungry.
Yeah.
I was on a rampage.
Hey, Montreal's got some really good spots. I mean, you've been Hello 123. I never ate there. Sushi Momo. This is a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really really good. Went there a couple times. Yeah, we got some good places in Montreal.
Is it Japanese?
No, it's like fusion. It's like sushi, but like no fish, or it's like vegan sushi.
What the fuck?
But it's very good. It's actually Guido Grasso was even telling me about it, and he's not vegetarian or vegan at all. And he was telling me, he's like, not only is it one of the best vegan restaurants I ate at, he was one of the best restaurants altogether. That
I don't value Grasso's opinion.
Yeah.
But
Well, he abandoned his stage at the show that we did in the summer. Yeah, it was in the alleyway. It was all covered in snow and piss. Like, he doesn't care.
Grasso.
He doesn't care. Yeah.
Go on.
how do they make vegan wings? Is
It's-
it with cauliflower?
There, can you
Angels.
make them a bunch of different ways?
Yeah, it could be anything.
Because I had read
Yeah.
online that they make vegan chicken wings with cauliflower. They just basically take cauliflower and put hot sauce on them.
Some
and dip
people
it
do
in-
that,
some
but you
people
could
do
also.
that.
I mean, you could do whatever you want. You could basically fry bread if you want. You could do bread. You could do
that.
whatever the fuck you want. Just-
I've had really good ones recently. They're made of shiitake mushroom. They were made from, because shiitake mushroom, it's like, kind of meaty. It's got that umami flavor. And then
Umami?
Umami.
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 Umami. Yeah. It's one of those 5 flavors, right? Isn't there like sweet, salty?
Mike is setting up. We're probably gonna do a Asian tour next year. I think March 2021.
You going with Mike Ward to Asia?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're probably gonna do. I think we're doing live Tuchuk Minimum as well after stand up, and
That's
so
awesome.
because of that, we're probably gonna bring Poseidon.
Oh, cool.
So Mike's figuring out a way to bring Poseidon on board, and I was thinking how the food situation is going to be, because I think I'm picky, but really, I trust Mike. He'll bring some, I'll eat it, but him, it's going to be very interesting because the food in Asia is completely different to anything he's ever actually eaten.
Do you like Asian food?
I like Asian food, but it's the...
He likes American Asian
yes,
food.
there you go.
Not
I was
Asian-
about
General
to-
Tao
yeah,
chicken.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
There you
He
go.
likes General Tao.
Hot
that's-
dog fried rice?
Yeah. That's not what he's going to get in fucking Japan or in Thailand or wherever the fuck we are.
No.
And we're going to Mongolia. So
Oh, that's the home of Genghis Khan.
that's the home again. That's the only reason I'm going there. It's a revenge mission. Mike doesn't know, but I'm there for revenge. No, so I'm wondering. I think me and Mike are gonna get a lot of funny footage of him, like from the
Yeah.
GoPro, being weird. Because first of all, me and him are gonna be the tallest people
No.
in each country we go to,
Sure.
which is gonna be fun. But I don't know how he's gonna do with the food.
You're probably going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah,
when
you're gonna lose a lot of weight. You won't be eating as much
Probably,
because after a while your appetite is gonna go down. It's gonna be suppressed because you won't like it.
And also, I think that the way that they eat is a lot better than the way that we eat here, because they just eat like a lot of rice and vegetables and fish, and
Yeah.
they don't.
in
they don't-
Japan, yeah, they eat very right. But
That's
I mean,
why there's smaller people in general, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, you're gonna eat. He's gonna get tired of rice. You're right. He's probably gonna lose weight after a while
No.
because he's gonna get tired of rice, so he won't eat as much after a
Yeah.
while. He's gonna refuse to eat a lot of like fish because they have slimier fish. It's not like the fish he's used. He's not used to.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be Greek style, bro. You're gonna have.
It's not gonna be that
you're not gonna
raw
have Greek
sashimi.
fucking octopus, some fucking feta. You're not gonna get that.
Crazy.
Yeah, you can get these fucking weird looking
blobfish?
slimy fish. Yeah.
Ugh.
You know what I should have brought, actually? This would have been interesting for the podcast, but it was like last minute.
Yeah.
There's this company. It's called Nafsiska's Garden. The woman's Greek, and the products are made from Greece. And she
Made
makes
from Greece or made?
they're
in
they're
Greece?
made in Greece. They're made in Greece, and she makes vegan cheese and stuff, right?
Okay.
And she had a feta, okay? And the guy who sold it to me at the store, he said, my mom is like, he's Greek. He's like, my mom's Greek. He goes, I fed her this. She goes, wow, it's like one of the best fetas I've ever had. I bought it.
Disgusting.
It was amazing.
Really?
It tastes like fucking feta. And it's in brine and shit. And
I
it's-
love because it's a Greek lady who does this. I
Yeah.
love that we find out it's a scam. It's just real feta. Vegan feta. It's just actual feta.
No, but it was actually one of the
That's a
best
Greekster
vegan
thing to
cheeses
do.
I've
I
ever
was
had.
about to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be very.
You read the fine print. It says LOL, real feta, fag.
made with real gold.
But I would love to
Yeah.
bring it to you guys because, being Greek and stuff, I'd love to see your opinions on it because it was actually very good.
We
And
appreciate all of your racist comments here, so it's good. Bring us the feta.
Imagine we tried and we're like,
Like, this belongs in the trash.
No, it's probably good.
yeah, no,
Tastes
but
good.
imagine we're like,
Because the thing
this
is
is
now with
real
all
feta.
the options, if
Yeah.
your food, your vegan, your alternative food isn't good, you're gonna go bankrupt because
That's
there's
true.
too many
There's
options.
so
now.
much out there now.
Yeah.
It's not like when I started, as I stopped eating meat when I was 18, and then I went vegan shortly after. It was like there was nothing. It was all bad. It was so shit. It was only that Yves stuff that tastes like cardboard. You know the Yves veggie cuisine?
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking forgettable. It tastes so. It's not good. It's like all processed shit.
Yeah, you have to avoid. That's the other thing you have to be careful. If you're gonna eat that fucking hippie nonsense, make sure you're not getting all that hyper processed cancerous shit.
I just think vegetables and stuff. You could
Just
eat,
eat some. Yeah, eat veggies.
beans.
The occasional steak.
You can make a steak out of mushrooms. If you
I just
want
don't understand how vegans in general do it. Like we have that week for Easter before Easter.
the Orthodox
Fasting?
Yeah.
You're a buffoon. They're not fasting. You fucking.
You just
retarded.
don't
No,
eat
I
animal
know.
products.
Yeah.
We just. But
No, you understand. But they're. It's not hard to do once you have stuff to eat.
Yeah.
So like Mike is not like, oh my god, where am I gonna get my next meal?
No,
he
no.
knows what he's gonna eat. He has stuff that he can eat. It's like you right now. You have your food that you like to eat, right? There's other food you avoid. Same shit. They have their food that they like to eat, and they avoid shit that they don't like or that they can't have. That's all it is. It's not a. You're making it seem like, oh my god, what am I gonna? No, they have. They have just like every. You know, you fucking idiot.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's an invitation. When we get the show rolling, I'd love to have both you guys on, and if Mike Ward wants to join on, that's if he's got a.
I'm only gonna do it if Mike Ward says yes.
Okay, so here's the thing
No, I'll
for
come,
for
I'll
that
come.
episode, I want you guys to pick your favorite meal, something, and I'm gonna make it vegan.
Oh shit!
That would be
Okay.
the challenge. We're gonna make a
Okay.
vegan
Okay.
version.
I
of
already
something.
know what I'm gonna make vegan.
Oh yeah.
What?
Gyro.
Gyro?
That would be
We can do
interesting.
that.
You can do
That
that.
would be
It's
a
fake
challenge.
gyro. It's not a challenge at all.
No.
all
yeah,
all
we
those
can do
ingredients already exist.
Yeah, we'll just throw together stuff that I buy at the store and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's gonna be a challenge for what? For me to eat it quickly. Well, that's the real challenge. The challenge is really gonna be the taste, Poseidon. They could pretty much try to make
Yeah.
fake versions of whatever.
I already
the fuck you
know
want.
what I'm gonna. I already know how I'm gonna do it.
Chicken gyro.
Yeah.
I'll think. What about ribs? Can you make vegan ribs?
There's recipes out there I have to find.
Ah,
There's
you
people that
see?
do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
those-
people that do it.
We'll try.
How do you recreate the bone?
I guess they would just have to be boneless. But then who
Yeah.
likes that part anyways? You don't eat that part, right?
Poseidon shoves it up his ass. He's like, let me, hit this one. Hit the spot. The next one's gonna hit the prostate.
Oh goddamn. No.
I remember when I was a kid and I used to eat the ribs and stuff. You feel like Fred Flintstone eating the Brontosaurus or something, and a fucking big thing, you know?
By the way, do you remember those the cartoons you grew up with?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember the X-Men cartoon in the 90s?
Vaguely, I don't think I got into that one.
I got in that when I found out only recently that there was so much turmoil in its creation that the first season, when it first aired, the first and second season, the episodes didn't even get released in their proper order.
No.
So kids were confused
They
apparently.
didn't know what was going
Yeah.
on. Is that why there's so many dyslexic kids nowadays?
So apparently there was like a thing where it's like part 1 would come out, but then part 4 would come out, and then 2, and then 5, and then 3, like stuff like that of like a series. So kids were confused as fuck. The story didn't make sense. And then on the
God.
second viewing, they would reorder them properly, and it wasn't done on purpose. It's just that there was so much fuckery that a lot of problems were.
They did that
God
George
damn.
Lucas shit where they're like releasing prequels.
But it
and,
was
like,
completely fucked up.
it's
It was-
all fucking
so they already
confusing.
had the beginning and the end, and then the middle was randomly. It was
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
and we
God.
never noticed as kids. Like I don't remember it that way.
Yeah.
I just remember like, oh, there's an episode.
I thought you were gonna say something that there was so much inappropriate content in there, like Rogue like got me too'd or something.
No,
or,
but there
like-
was inappropriate. Like I've been watching a lot of Boy Meets World.
yeah.
And even though it's a way better show, like written, like
Boy
all
Meets
the
World
jokes,
with Topanga.
yeah,
and
with Topanga,
yeah.
which I didn't remember properly, but in the first seasons she was a throwaway character.
yeah,
It's
she
just
got,
after,
she got hot though.
Then after they brought her when they got older to be a main love
Yeah.
interest or whatever, but in the beginning she was kind of like just this annoying girl that would pop in and out. But they were doing stuff that I was like, fuck, that's like basically one of the main character. He was almost getting me too'd by a girl who was overly aggressive.
Okay.
And she would fucking send him flowers and all that. Like she was completely in love with him, and she would force herself onto
The
him.
other guy, Corey's friend.
No, Corey was getting
Corey was
getting me
Corey
too by
was
her.
getting Me
Like
Too'd.
it was a reverse thing, and I was like ahead of its time, like because it wasn't like
Yeah.
you can't do this to girls. It was like yo, you gotta watch out for these crazy bitches, bro. Like, so and I was like, that's insane. That it was smart.
Yeah.
But it was just so ahead of its time. But then I would see these
Yeah.
girls. It's like they're how old are they? It's junior high school. How old are they? They're supposed to be 12, 13. Unless I have that problem again where I think everyone's a child, but they're not. But to me, they all look like 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
But they're dressed in like short skirts with knee-high socks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I used to date skanks that would dress like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Why are they, like just
Yeah.
some weird stuff that you'd see back then that people wouldn't think twice about.
Right.
Like now you'd be like, yeah, you can't dress a 9-year-old. That's fucking crazy.
You know what I
bro.
loved about that show? Sometimes I'll go down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't have a steady job, You're just fucking up all night watching bullshit.
Boy Meets
And,
World.
Yeah, and I was watching. There was an episode on YouTube because they have full episodes of Boy Meets World.
I saw
where-
it on Disney Plus.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
well that's not as degenerate and stupid as me. It's like at least you have the channel to watch it on. I'm like looking for it actively.
Boy Meets World finds uncle. Oh, god damn it.
There was the
Holy
one.
shit.
I didn't see that one. There was the one where Corey's friend almost joined a cult. Did you see that one?
No, but I'm gonna get to it. That's
No,
gonna be
that
amazing.
was the best. He was like, "Look, man, they're just my friends, okay?" And they're like, all like, because his friend like he didn't have a family or something. He was like an orphan, so they're all like encroaching in on him, and they're like, "Oh, it was so weird." It was that show was ahead of his time. Coming,
Yeah, it has a lot of good jokes.
You're making
Like,
me want to watch it.
yeah, it has a.
it was
The
interesting.
first episodes are a little bit more campy because they were just trying to get out there. But after like the second or third episode, especially the second season, because the
Not
kids are
heavy.
getting older too, it gets more and more heavy. Like I feel like writers back now that I work with writers and stuff, I notice that there's a lot of times where you have writers attached to projects that they don't care about the project and they're just writing to write.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I got you.
Like
yeah,
just
yeah.
to fill the quota type of thing, where they're
Yeah.
not thinking ahead or they're not. But these
Yeah.
guys they're like, all right, let's give these kids an arc. Like the kids have to get somewhere. It's not like every episode it's like a random throwaway thing, you know. So the kids kind of evolve, and it's the same reason why I like Degrassi, the original one, and why I liked Buffy the Vampire Slayer series too, because they evolved. Like
did.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you start, she's this high school cheerleader who becomes a vampire slayer, and then by the end of the series, you know, they went to college, they had finished that, people
Yeah.
died, this, you know, like stuff happens and it evolves. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You
what I
remember the
vote.
next generation
Of what?
Degrassi?
Yeah, with Drake.
Drake was in a
the
wheelchair.
Yeah, well, he wasn't originally in a wheelchair.
No, he got shot from
yeah,
that crazy.
that's what happens when you run away, bro. You get fucking shot in the back.
Be a little bitch, man.
Be a little bitch.
Yeah. Should
y-
have stood and took those shots like 50 Cent.
Yeah. He still became a rapper though.
Yeah.
But it's like Degrassi the Next Generation. I liked it at the time. Like when it came out, it was like something to watch. But I could never get into it. Like I couldn't take it seriously. It felt like a rip-off of the original Degrassi. The only thing that was exciting was when you see the old actors from Degrassi be on the new one as
Yeah,
teachers,
yeah,
as
as
parents,
teachers.
as all that. That was
Yeah,
interesting
like-
because again, that played into the whole. This happened and now it evolved and it's years later. So
It was
I like
also
that.
kind of pathetic though because like they never left their town and did.
Yeah, I thought
anything.
about that too. Like when Joey, he's like he's the coolest kid in school,
Yeah.
and he became a used car salesman, and then he became a used car salesman. He's like, but I'm like the best used car salesman. I was like, man, don't brag, bro. Don't
and he had to
brag,
shave his head because you know he was getting bald.
bro.
and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Fucking
And then you had the
looking-
other guy, Snake.
Yeah,
and
well,
he became the principal.
okay, and then
guy named
who was the
Snake?
guy Wheels in the original one?
Yeah.
That guy's dead now, apparently.
Yeah, in real life or in the
In
show?
real life.
What about the
guy
show?
died. Oh, I don't care.
Because
No,
in the show he became.
he almost got molested. Remember?
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
car?
a degenerate. Yeah, he almost got
Yeah,
molested.
because he had to run away from home because his parents got hit by a drunk driver and
Yeah.
stuff. And then he was hitchhiking, and then he got picked up. Remember that creepy old man? He looked like. Can we say his name, or we just beep it out?
I don't know who he looked like.
They look like David Rain.
Oh, did he?
yeah.
I can't
Are you
remember.
gonna bleep that out?
No, I can't.
it's-
It's live. We keep
Shit,
telling
I
you this.
apologize.
Well, you didn't say that he was raped by him. You said that he looked
No,
like an
he
actor.
looked like him.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But it wouldn't surprise me because it's something he would do. God,
so look,
no, he was in the car and then he was like, he's like, do you like girls? Remember? And he was
I-
Will's
I-
like,
I
and he's in
remember
the car,
him
he's
getting-
like, they're okay, I guess. He's like,
Yeah,
"You know?"
yeah.
He's like, nothing wrong with something that feels good. And like all this weird shit.
Jesus
and then he tried to touch
Christ.
him. He tried to touch his leg. And then he's like, get off me, you freak. And he got out of the car. And there just happened to be a big boulder there that he like lifted up. He was going to throw it at his car. And the guy just drove away. So that guy's dead.
oh well,
Wheels is
he's
dead.
been through a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember I also remember the big bully, the bully. In
Oh
school
yeah,
who got
Dwayne,
AIDS.
and then he was like, "Don't come near me." He's like, "No, you're too afraid to fight." He's like, "I have AIDS," and he was bleeding everywhere.
What? They went hard.
That
like,
was a crazy
like
show.
the show,
that
the
crazy
original
show.
Degrassi
Yeah.
series.
Oh man.
It's-
Ahead of his time.
Way ahead of its time, and
Yeah.
it's Canadian too. It's like there was no chill in the writers' room.
Amazing.
They're like, okay, so she needs to go for an abortion. This guy has to
This
get
guy
AIDS.
takes acid
this-
and jumps off a bridge.
Yeah, yeah,
and has brain
yeah,
damage.
I gotta watch this
Like,
show.
they
What
went
school
crazy.
is this?
Yeah.
My school, like it was like,
and it's in
fucking-
a small town.
yeah,
That town is fucked, bro.
that
Oh, I gotta
fucking
watch
town.
this.
That
I
was
gotta watch
insane.
this.
When you look at it now, like overall, you're like, wait a second. That's
Yeah.
like a regular junior high and high school,
Yeah,
and there's
just don't make no
rape,
sense.
suicide, murder, AIDS,
Clothes
whatever, anything you want.
You remember
Abortions.
remember the Claude episode? Claude, the guy
No.
with the glass, he killed himself.
I remember the guy killing
yeah,
himself.
and he was up. He goes up. He's like, I just wanted to give you a rose and say goodbye.
Yeah.
And then he was wearing this frilly shirt, like the Jerry Seinfeld shirt,
Yeah,
where
the
you're just like a
pirate
pirate
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
And that was the outfit that he chose to off himself at the school. And then I believe it was Snake that saw his body.
Yeah, and then it fucked with Snake.
Yeah, I fucked with. Of course.
You guys don't know what it's like.
You don't
man.
know what it's.
God damn.
I gotta live with that. It's like, yeah, but you didn't kill him. But I saw him.
Oh man, where can I watch this show?
Yo,
now?
YouTube. You could just YouTube it or Netflix.
I don't. Netflix doesn't have the original.
Oh, they don't have the
Degrassi.
original.
No. I wished it is.
Oh,
Now I
man.
want to binge that.
Oh.
The original '80s ones. It was amazing.
Oh, I want
You
to
should.
watch that shit.
You should do
bro.
a live stream of all you guys watching Degrassi and commenting.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Maybe from the patrons. Yeah, that might be fun.
Would we be allowed though? Or?
Well, we have to do it Patreon or Discord or some shit like that. Yeah.
okay.
Well, then again, who the fuck's gonna stop us? Like, I don't think they're looking for old Degrassi episodes to monetize.
Don't they have an algorithm?
Yeah, but I don't think they have those in the system. Hopefully they don't. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Uh.
I'll see where they are because if they're already on YouTube, then it helps us. Because if they're already out there, then people.
Yeah.
But those might be hard to find. Hopefully we could find them because they were exciting times back then. Like they had,
damn.
fuck, think about that. Now they're like, a show is controversial because they
Yeah.
talked about murder and depression. And then back then it was like, fucking abort this fetus and fuck that and AIDS and kill themselves
Yeah.
and fucking run this guy over and I'm selling
my
drugs
God.
and I'm doing.
Yeah,
it
he
was
was
just
selling
crazy.
drugs off his skateboard.
Yeah, he
But it made
What a good hiding spot.
But it
Bro,
makes
the
great
80s
fucking
and-
content.
The 80s in Canada were fucking wild as shit, bro.
Yeah. Americans were probably watching
They
Degrassi
were.
thinking like, what the fuck is going on in Canada? This place is fucking insane. People in Detroit, they're like, what the fuck is going on in that school?
That school had everything.
Oh shit, man.
That's what happens when you have free healthcare.
You know which movie I saw recently?
Tell me.
I forgot the name. It's the guy who was a military contractor, and he goes to a school. His girlfriend, she gets her leg broken. The Substitute, I think it's called.
Okay, the substitute, yeah.
And
The
he goes to-
older one.
The
It's an
older one, and
yeah.
he goes to the high school.
Yeah, as a substitute, and he's breaking these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
You
that
ever
was
see the
entertaining
substitute?
to
The old,
watch.
it was like in the 80s or 90s. The
Yeah,
Substitute.
yeah, yeah.
It's an older guy
I
who
think early 90s.
who goes to a school. He's like a shitty neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he's a substitute teacher, and it's just basically him beating up kids.
Yeah.
Who's in this? Harvey Keitel?
It's not Harvey Keitel, but it's one of those older actors.
Yeah.
Like
I was thinking of like what do they call it? A bad lieutenant or something?
it's just jerking off on these
God.
kids.
And it was.
Do you remember that scene in The Bad Lieutenant?
Yeah, when
That's
he
like-
pulls over the women.
Yeah. So and he's standing up outside the car, right? And he's jerking off.
Yeah, he's like, let me see your ID.
Have you ever seen Bad Lieutenant?
God, it's
I
fucked up.
think
Harvey
that
Keitel
was
is
a
playing
fucked up
a
movie.
bad lieutenant basically, and he pulls over these girls, young girls,
Yeah, they were young. They were like
in their
18,
18 20 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
And he takes their, show me your driver's license. He's looking at the driver's license, and then I don't know when it happens, but he whips out his dick.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
he's like, you ever seen this before? You ever done anything
Yeah.
like, do this or some shit like that? He starts jerking off, and the girls are freaking out. He's like, she's like, please, mister, don't call my parents. Don't call my dad. He's gonna kill me. And then he's like, I won't call your dad if you watch me jerk off. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it was just this
didn't
weird.
Didn't he ask them to like
That's-
grab
yeah,
each
that's
other's
weird.
boobs? or
Yeah,
something?
touch
Like-
each other, some
Yeah,
weird
some
shit.
fucked
Yeah.
up shit. Do you know how many fucking
What the fuck,
crazy
man?
people who probably watched that movie and wanted to become cops after seeing that? They're like, that's the perfect job for me.
Yeah, application skyrocketed.
That's why
And
we
like,
have all the corrupt cops.
What kind of role are you looking for? A lieutenant. Just want to be a lieutenant. How do I get there?
Oh
But the
my
Degrassi
God.
thing was so much. Now the best content.
damn.
They
Yeah,
did
it
everything.
Good, yeah.
There was death. There was death, divorce, teen pregnancy, teen abortion, AIDS.
I feel like they should have, to make the show ultimate, they should have sprinkled some supernatural in there and put ghosts in there.
Oh, that would have been
that would have been
amazing.
really, really cool. If the school was haunted.
I
By Claude, the fucking guy who killed himself. He's
yeah,
like, "Oh,
Claude, yeah, Claude. but it's
pencils flying around."
but it's super violent. It's like a horror movie, not like a goofy.
That would be cool. No, fuck, the show was already amazing.
Yeah, you never realize
Mind-blowing.
how good you have it till it's gone, type of thing,
Yeah.
and you don't realize how good we had it
Yeah.
until you look back and you're like, "Fuck, those were actually good shows."
Yeah.
But all the old now shows aren't like, and it's like back in my day, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But you could put them head on. Apart from like the quality of 4K,
Yeah.
the writing isn't the same.
It's true.
Either because people feel, I guess, nervous to write
Yeah.
serious stuff, or just generations change and people don't want to talk about certain topics anymore. But in reality, I think that helped a lot of kids. Like I think it probably helped me understand a lot of stuff because I think that's the show that I learned everything from like
Sure.
AIDS,
You can't
abortion.
talk to your parents about any of that.
Yeah, what are you going to tell your parents about? What are you going to talk about? Which part first?
Yeah.
AIDS.
How do
Yeah.
you, they don't even want to tell you about fucking and stuff.
Especially a
What is
Greek
that?
mother, imagine.
Yeah, abortions.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to...
Do you remember the episode? There was it was like a special called School's Out, Degrassi School's Out.
That was when it was over and
Yeah,
they
it was
had like
over,
that
and
camp
it was
thing.
it was like an hour long. It was like a special, and then they're like, "Where's Wheels?" Because he was always drinking at the shop. He's working on cars. Like, "Where's Wheels? Where's Wheels?" And then the camera just shifts to him, and he's like, and there's like a fucking there's like the police lights flashing, and then like he just drank and drove.
Yeah.
And, like he crashed his car. He's like.
Yeah, he crashed into people. Did he kill
crashed
someone?
and he killed someone. And the irony was that his parents died from drunk drivers and shit.
Yeah.
And then they were visiting him
So
in
his
prison.
parents died. Just so you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
context,
Oh my
his parents
God.
were killed by drunk
Yeah.
drivers in one of the episodes. And then in that special, he got drunk, drove, killed people.
And then you just see the reflection of police lights in his glasses.
Yeah,
and they're all
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and he's like, oh. And they visited him like was Snake and Joey. They visited him in jail, and he's behind the glass in the fucking jumpsuit. He's like, you guys got to get me out of here, man.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out, man. You
Yeah,
know,
he was getting raped in
He
prison.
was probably getting raped.
Oh,
they didn't go that far, but we all.
But you
knew.
could tell.
You could
God,
see what was
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
He was all walking like a cowboy and shit.
Yeah, his pants were full of blood. That was bad.
Really? No way. Really?
And then it went to commercial. Like, na, 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 na.
Yeah, the song.
The song just came with the scrolling of the
What
credits.
was it? Wake up in the morning.
You're like, I would drop out of school. Like I would never go to school.
What was funny is that song was so happy it would play in the beginning and the end because the show started off the first years as a happy high school
Yeah.
coming of age story. So then that episode, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's in prison getting raped. So you guys gotta get me out of here. Wake up in the morning.
And then scrolling.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
sometimes
god! It got fucking dark so fast. When
damn.
when that show started, it was Degrassi Junior High.
Yes.
and it was some kid's gonna fail math or something. Ooh, like it was like that was the worst. You know, like some kids, parents are getting a divorce, and then the other,
Yeah, that was the worst
and then
storylines
and
possible.
then the other one, the kid's getting shot at school and shit. What the fuck? God.
Hold on a
That's
second.
amazing.
I just want to see if we can find the Degrassi theme song.
We could play that, right? You're not gonna get pulled.
Well, I don't know if it'll get pulled. It'll get demonetized, but to be fair, I never gave a shit about being monetized. So I think this is
If I
it.
could make Hold the Mayo just slightly as entertaining,
You could tell me if you hear this in your headphones in a second.
I'll tell
It's
you.
supposed to come
Are they
up.
gonna hear it
Wake up
listening?
in the morning, feeling shiny and the
Oh, this is the
energy.
song.
I gotta go to the school. Kids don't think I
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
can what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. But when I look
I might get pregnant.
Yeah, you remember?
I might shoot heroin down to school.
Wait, that someone's talking to me. Hey, I've got a
So this was the theme song.
Yeah.
So imagine now, like the rape stuff, all that, and then this comes out.
Yeah.
It is a very cheery song.
Don't make
Yeah,
no
it's
sense.
good.
It's like fucking playing like Blink 182 at the beginning of Schindler's List or something.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Like, it
any
doesn't-
sense.
God damn.
It doesn't
That's
make any.
wild.
But it's so much fun.
I met two people from the new generation. I met this girl Paige on the new generation. That's when I was doing stand up. I was at the Comedy Works one night, and I was closing out the show, and she was in the audience. And at the time, I was like just being a comic, so I wasn't working during the day. I wasn't doing nothing, and I was watching Degrassi, the new generation, during the day. So she was on the show during the day, and then I see her at my show at night, and I close. She comes up to me. I'm like, "Holy shit, it's Paige!" And she was like, "You were so funny." And in my head, I'm thinking, "Fuck, you were just raped."
Oh,
like,
was she raped?
on the show? She was raped. I was like, "This is so weird."
Mike's like, let me ask you a question.
I'm like, I don't.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? Is everything all right? I wanted to console her.
Paige, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Paige?
It
I
was
saw-
fucking
I saw-
bad.
I saw
And
the
then the
vid
next time, I was catering an event. This is when I was telling you I used to work like in a kitchen. We were making vegan food. That's why I want to do the
Vegan
show.
food.
Yeah, we're making homo meals. And so this guy comes up to me. It was Toby from Degrassi. Remember Toby, the new generation? He was a nerd.
Yeah.
He was a little kid. He
But
had fucking glasses.
He was becoming more cool.
I don't know if he ever was becoming cool. He was a big fucking.
No, they made them all cool after.
Oh, well.
They all had their own clique.
Well, good for him, because when I saw him on the show, he was a big fucking dork. And in real life, he was even worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the biggest piece of shit. So he comes up to me, and we're like, we cater this event at Concordia University at the Hive. We made all this food. We made this cake. And he was like, hey, that looks like a good cake. I'm like, hey, it's Toby from Degrassi. He's like, yeah, I know. Like, it's like, what the fuck? You're on Canadian
Yeah,
team.
I
Like,
know.
he was all full of himself. I was like, yeah, have some cake. He's like, yeah, I want some cake. I'm like, yeah, take it. And he's like, no, I want you to serve it to me. And I'm like, dude, no, the
Wait,
fuck.
were you serving everyone?
No,
or-
we weren't serving anybody. He wanted me to serve him the cake. I'm like, fuck you. You're on Canadian TV. Like, you're not a star.
I want you to serve.
I
it
wanted to
me.
serve you. I wanted you to serve it to him. I wanted to take his face and smash it in the
Yeah,
cake.
but-
I get like all fucking frosting
On
all
his
over
glasses.
all over his glasses.
Smack him
On
with
one lens, like a festive pirate, like all fucking smeared.
Did you serve him?
Pirate.
You know, yeah, it was all colorful frosting. It was blue and.
Did you
red.
serve him?
No,
Good.
I told him no. There's a spatula or the cake,
Yeah,
whatever
just
that
do it yourself,
that
you-
thing that they use to make cement on the fucking.
So a Degrassi star tried to fucking
He tried,
cuck you.
yeah, he tried to like flex on me, and I was like, "Fuck you,
Smack him.
you're on
Listen,
Canadian TV. Fuck you."
Unless you want
I wish she had been raped on the show. That would have made. That would have been.
So fuck. So
Yeah.
the girl, and then she told you, "Oh, I liked your set," and then you didn't talk to her
Paige.
after that.
Well, she was there with the guy and stuff.
I didn't mean pick her up.
Oh, okay. No, I talked to her a bitch. No, I was like, "Thank you very much." I was like, "I saw you on the show. You were great.
You're a good victim.
That rape
Like,
scene,
I was
very
like,
convincing.
I believe all women."
So
God damn, bro.
Oh, God.
so she said thank you probably,
No, she
or did
was,
you watch that shit?
she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you have anything to do during the day?"
Yeah, you're an adult.
It was
man.
on at 3. It was on at 3 in the afternoon. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm there and I'm just getting ready to do my set, and writing jokes, watching Degrassi.
I remember when I was in high school, the new one, well, end of high school, I guess, the new generation started coming out, the one with Drake,
Yeah.
the one that you're talking about now. And I remember Drake, when I first saw him in the first episode, I was like, what a dork.
Yeah.
Like, he was like the only black kid in town, like the only black kid in that crew,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
wasn't really black.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember?
Because he's half Jewish.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
just like, and he was dressed, he was just like a nerd, but they were trying to make him cool.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta play basketballs.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do you talk
Do
like
you guys
that?
remember that show, Student Bodies?
Oh, yeah, I like student bodies.
So I met people on that show too. That nerd, the guy who played the nerd on Student Bodies, he had like a few, speaking roles every episode.
Oh, yeah, with the big glasses.
Yeah, the big nerd.
He was in a lot. He was in. Wasn't he in? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He was afraid of everything.
Yeah.
I remember I got high with him at, I used to go to Vanier College, and he was there, and we used to get stoned on breaks together.
Oh, really?
And he used to tell me all the dirt on Student Bodies. And he told me one time that he had a speaking role where he had to come back. That like he got really high on the set, and then they're like, "Oh, you have to come back, and you have to like
Not be high?
you have a speaking role." And his role was like somebody sat down on his science project, and he looks up and he's like, "My worms." But he was so blasted, he said, when he did that. And he also told me that guy Romeo on the show, the black dude, the only
Oh,
black
yeah.
on that show, he's like, yeah, because, he dressed like a prep on the show and he was all smooth. He goes, that guy was like the biggest gangster, like outside. He was like, he didn't give a fuck. He's like, he was dressed like he had like a bandana and he would be getting high and shit. And then he told me that
He's robbing the other actors.
and he said he walked in on like 2 of the actors on the show fucking in a trailer once.
All right, which ones?
It was the black girl and the main guy.
Oh,
the
really?
Cody guy, yeah.
But they were dating on the show, no?
Yeah, I guess they were fucking in real life too.
They had the chemistry.
Yeah, that's why they chose him for the part.
That's hilarious. I remember Student Bodies. Yeah, I remember that show.
I wish
yeah.
I was on a TV show growing up. I mean, it would explain. It would make sense for me to be fucked up now if I had like an alibi. Like,
Yeah, I remember seeing people from Are You Afraid? Like, I remember I worked with a guy who. Do you remember Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember the doll episode?
yeah, it was like the ventriloquist dummy. Was it that one?
Yeah, no, not the one where there was a dollhouse. It was whatever. This girl was from Montreal, and she was the star, and then she became like a Much Music VJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me. I think he was engaged to her, or he was like dating her for like a lot of years and shit like that. Yeah, and I was wondering about the culture of the YTV VJs. Do you remember them?
Yes, PJ Phil.
PJ Phil, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, or
yeah,
is it VJ or PJ? PJ, I guess. Yeah.
PJ.
PJ Phil. Yeah,
PJ.
PJ Phil. I remember that. Yeah. Do you remember?
On
Oh no, you were
YTV?
too young.
I
You were
think I
too
was
young.
too young.
Yeah, so what they had is like how there's DJs on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would have VJs, and they would all have
That
their own like
sounds very wrong.
characteristics.
Yeah.
And PJ Phil was a Filipino guy in Toronto.
Reminded me of Paul Believich a
Snit.
bit.
Yeah, and he had long hair tied up, and he had
Yeah.
this computer. Basically, it was
Yes.
a TV screen,
Yeah, with
but it
the-
had like a monster casing around it. And it's wow!
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah,
And,
Snit.
and there was that
Yeah.
annoying, the girl with the annoying voice there.
Remember that
That
girl
was
who did the
after. I was
farm?
too-
Remember
I
that
was
girl,
too-
Katie's farm, and she used to play with toys?
I remember that. She
I
used
was
to make all
thinking
the voices.
That girl is probably the biggest freak outside of the show, she probably like, oh my god, can you imagine hanging out with that girl outside of the show?
Yeah.
Probably getting high and shit.
And she would make all the noises for the animal. There was some fucking dumbass weird shows that we'd watch.
My
God
buddy
damn.
told me the funniest story because he used to watch YTV Kids Zone all the time, and he was
The Zone, yeah.
The Zone, and he said because every once in a while they would get new PJs, and he said one time he heard one of them like swear, but he said, "Oh freak, what the freak?" And then after he was like you could tell the guy behind the camera like he fucked up. He was like, and then after like the next day he said he was gone. Like he's like dropped what was the alleged F-bomb, and then he got fucking canned.
Yeah, because it's all for kids.
Yeah.
So they would have to always play it up. Be like, whoa, what's up, guys
Oh
at
my
home?
god,
Are you-
Prozac is kicking it.
Yeah, are you ready for a crazy adventures with the Transformers coming up next? It was a
With
lot
the
of that.
biker mice from Mars.
Yeah, it was whatever adults would get on the radio, like, whoa, it's 8:52 and you got to go to the office. They would do the same thing, video for kids. Yeah. Could you imagine if they had to do that, but bring them into the old Degrassi show?
Oh my god.
Whoa, what's up, kids? We're about to talk about rape, incest, and AIDS. Degrassi up next. It'll be so
damn.
weird.
If parents only knew what was going on in that show, I think a lot of them wouldn't let their kids watch it.
I wonder if they got letters. I think I could get. I want to get some Degrassi. Fuck, man.
You
know
should
what?
get Degrassi guests on here.
You know the problem is, I think a lot of them are in Toronto.
Okay.
A lot of these, because they're Canadian actors.
Sure.
A lot are in Toronto, because I have a lot of Degrassi questions. Right? I don't know if it would be entertaining for anyone else but me, but I'm still willing to do those podcasts.
Mr. Radich, is he dead?
Mr. Radish, oh my
Is
god.
he dead?
With the beard and the glasses, I
No, the
remember.
guy was the principal.
Yeah. I
Is
don't
he
know what
dead?
happened to him. I have no. I doubt it. He's not that old.
No, he's probably dead now.
I know that Snake is married to a comedian.
If Wheels is dead, Mr.
Snake is
Radish
married.
was-
No, Snake is married
To
to,
a good-
Michelle Shaughnessy.
I don't know who that is. She's funny.
Yeah, from Toronto, I believe. Oh yeah, it's true.
Doesn't Snake kind of look like a poor man's Conan O'Brien a little bit? He's got,
Oh, like that look, kind
yeah,
of.
he's
He's
kind of
tall
that
too.
tall, like reddish.
Yeah, both. Yeah. So they're still around. I don't know if the show's still around, but they're still around because I know that I know that he's married or engaged to a
that's
comedian. So they're definitely still around. Yeah, I'd like to get some of them just to ask them questions.
I still remember on Schools Out where Joey was fucking that girl Tessa behind his girl's back.
Oh yeah, he was banging another chick.
and
Yeah.
He was go to the store and she was working at a pharmacy. Or
And he bought
something.
condoms?
And he bought
Yeah.
condoms. And then they were just fucking. And there was a shitty montage music from the 80s, like, and they were like fucking in a car and all this shit. You're
Yeah.
watching this, your mind's exploding.
Wait, because what happened? He
14
was
years old.
He was cheating on his girlfriend.
Because she went away for the summer.
Yeah, but he bought condoms at a pharmacy that she worked at, or I forgot what it
And
was.
he used
Just
them on her.
he used them on the other chick. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. Anyways, having said that, Mike,
Yeah.
we're gonna start wrapping this bitch up.
Yeah, let's wrap
so hold the mayo.
Hold the mayo.
On Instagram, Mayo MEO, as is your family name.
Yes.
Poseidon is the Poseidon69. Degrassi Junior High is at Degrassi. I don't know where you're gonna find the junior high stuff, but wherever you can
YouTube,
find
on
them,
YouTube.
yeah, try and see if they're on YouTube. They must be on YouTube.
No, it's all on YouTube.
If not, I might have to order a DVD box set because now I'm in Degrassi mode.
You can get
Oh,
it on
I'm
Amazon.
curious. I want after you guys talking about it. Like I want to watch that shit.
You guys should.
And I want to know if you
do a
want to
viewing
write
party.
me on Twitter. I want adults that have kids now that are my age around that grew up. I have a serious question. Are there people who have bought box sets of DVDs or streaming or whatever, and they show their kids their types of shows instead of the shows that are out there now? I'm very curious if that's a parenting strategy because you're like, I don't want my kid to become one of these new age, idiots.
Sensitive.
Let me show them some real shit. You're 9, Jesse. Let's watch some Degrassi. Gotta watch out for that AIDS. So I want to know if
Don't
people are
get
doing
into a
that.
fight with a bully with AIDS.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy was bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. Get away from me! I got the poison. It was the best.
How did he get it though? Was he fucking other
He fucked
people?
a prostitute, I think.
Was he shooting heroin with fucking sharing needles?
No,
with,
I think he banged
Magic
I
Johnson
think
or
he
something?
banged the prostitute, and he was like 14. Like I don't know how old these kids were. Like I
So
don't.
I
know.
didn't even know how they got. They didn't even explain how he got it.
Yeah, he got it from a prostitute.
Did he?
Yeah.
No. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're fucking with
I
me.
swear.
How did he get it from a prostitute? He was like a high school kid. He was 13.
Yeah.
That means the prostitute broke 2 laws.
Welcome to Canada, baby. So head over to, if you want to catch a lot of my stuff early, especially the French cast, we put up episodes very early on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Pantelis. Any tier gets you early access to stuff. Boss tier gets you access to the pilot of our web series. There is a new episode of Views of a Simpleton gonna hit Patreon on Monday. And then it's going to hit YouTube a couple of days or weeks later. It is the 2019 Just for Laughs footage that Poseidon took from his GoPro.
See.
It is the ramblings of a lunatic, but it's still slightly enjoyable. Mike Mayo,
Yes.
they are going to catch you only on your Instagram account. Where else can they find you?
We're gonna start uploading on YouTube. We're gonna be creating the page very shortly, and we're gonna start uploading our videos. So stay tuned. If you like, if you like stimulating conversation and good vegan food and rants about
Well, the
Canadian
food doesn't
celebrities.
really matter whether it's vegan or not because they're not going to taste it. So all they care about is cooking and conversation.
Cooking conversation. Maybe
Some good
that's
comedy.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Hold the
all
mayo,
we want.
MEO.
MEO.
And don't forget that 2 Drink Minimum goes live on YouTube every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on the 2 Drink Minimum YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/2DMpod, I believe, or 2 Drink Minimum. No, it's just 2 Drink Minimum, I think, on YouTube. Either way, subscribe, do your thing. Thank you all for listening, and it was a pleasure.
Hey, thanks, bud.
Thank you, Mike.
Peace, bud.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.